the show! Hi, Edinburgh Fringe Festival. So nice to be here. Thank you for coming. So, let me break some things down. My name's Luisa, Omielan, but you know that, mate, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So, some of you might not be aware of this stuff. So, I know there's some people that, like, you know, read The Guardian or other newspapers and watch the news and shit, and they're like, oh, it's a show about politics. Oh, with bitches. Oh, how feminist. Yes, I'd like to go see this. I'm very interested in their perspective on the economy and the current situation, the crisis with the European Union. I would just leave now because the show isn't for you. The clue's in the title, dickhead. Like, it's very simple. Basically, if you have any interest in politics whatsoever, again, just ask for a refund. We'll give you your money back and you can go home, okay? So I'm going to ask, no filming or photography during the show, please, madam. Thank you. Yeah, no filming because it all gets confiscated. Thank you. So I want you to sit and enjoy the show with your eyes, not through a lens. I'm right here. You can touch me. Please don't. Somebody came on stage yesterday. I mean, the intention was nice, but it scared the absolute shit out of me. I was not prepared for that. I was like, this is my personal space, that's your personal space, bitch. Get the fuck off my stage. But obviously, I couldn't say that because it would ruin the persona. So I gave her a cuddle and let her go gently. So, what do you need to know? Fuck me, it's hot in here. So what do you need to know? So first of all, the main thing you need to know, this is the level of politics that I understand. So I don't really care for politics, I find it really boring. And this show is so long, especially this one. It's like an extended version, so I fucking have to go on and on about it for hours. I did want to change it and do my new show, but everybody was like, that's very unprofessional of you. You have to do your old show. That's what we paid for. All right, mate, you're lost. Never mind, here we are. So to give you an idea about politics, this is the level of politics that makes you, you know, what's the word? Not authorised. What is it when you're qualified for? So, to give you an idea, it took me ages to work out the difference between the Tories and the Conservatives because I didn't know which one to vote for. That's the level. And if you laughed at that joke, you're ready to advance. Like I would leave. Everybody else, you can stay because you got shit to learn, bitches, and I'm here to teach it, right? Everybody else. So how did this start? So that's my thingy out the way. That's like my get out of jail free card. It amazes me how there's always 3 wet patches, and I don't know where the 3rd one comes from. So here's how I feel about politics, right? I find politics really boring. I don't care for politics at all. Like, who cares for politics? Nobody, mate. I'm just trying to live my best life and learn how to contour. Like, why are you having a go at me all the time? And then I realised that politics just gets in your face all the time, even if you're not political. It's just there in your face. It's like, you know, when you wake up in the morning, there's a giant penis in your face, and you're like, oh, fuck off, Mr. Penis. I'm trying to sleep. Leave me alone. Apart from I'm not like that. I haven't had dick in ages. So I'm like, yay, talk to me. Tell me about your feelings. No. There's a penis in your face, right? And the penis is there. And it's like, what do you mean I can't get on the property ladder even though I'm fucking 35 and I've been working full time since I was God knows how old? What do you mean I can't see a doctor this week? I have to wait 3 weeks to see a doctor. I'll probably be dead in 3 weeks, mate. Why do you have to wait so long to see a doctor? I'm sick now. I'm sick today, you dickhead. Oh, this is so annoying. And you're like, this is political. It's all fucking political. How is it fucking political? What do you mean you've got this Me Too movement? What the fuck's that about? That's fucking politics. Oh, for fuck's sake, mate. And then I realised the only way to get rid of the politics penis is the only way to get rid of any penis, really, and that's just to pay it some attention for 5 minutes and hopefully it will fuck off. So, that, my friends, is what I'm doing with this show. So welcome. This is Politics for Bitches. So where should we start? I didn't realise that our lives were political. I didn't really think about it that much, you know, because most of us, we just work really hard, don't we? We just work really hard, we try our best, we try and live our best lives, we go to work, we go to school, and most of us, I don't know if you, I would argue that most of us come from the background where you behave, right? So you do as you're told. So you go to school and you follow all the rules. So you go to school, you get up, you hopefully have a nice, have parents that look after you, send you to school, and you put your hand up and you answer questions and you revise and try to answer exams so that you can go to university, because then if you graduate and you get a good exam results, you can get a good job, and then if you get a good job, hopefully you can buy a nice house and you can meet a nice guy, and then you can like get married for like 40 years and retire when you're 65 and do gardening and get one of those pillows for your knees. Like, you just want a good life, right? That's what we do, that's how we work, that's what we do, try and have a good life. And most people don't realise how hard actually it is for everyday working people. Like, they're so quick for most everyday working people to be almost the butt of the jokes when it comes to politics or dismissed in politics, but actually it's working everyday people that are actually we matter the most. So, for example, give me a shout out what your jobs are. What do you do for a living? Like, what do you do? Teacher, great. What else? Carer, what else? A what? A bin man, great, what else? Bin lady, yeah, what else? Research, what else? Psychotherapist, yeah?
No,
Secretary, right? So all of these jobs you all work hard for, you have to be qualified for, you have to do training for, you have to get up early for, and all of those jobs, and every single one of them, what amazes me is the value that you bring to society, because those jobs, you don't just affect yourself, you affect everyone around you. So actually you're so significant, right? And in those jobs, you pay tax. And it's weird because like I find myself like, I grew up in a small town, and I left for the big city, right? And I don't know about you lot, I don't know if you moved to Edinburgh from a small town, like, I don't know, Penfrith or whatever it's called, I don't know, wherever you're from. Right? What annoys me is the fucking ignorance of these small town bitches, because they're like, oh, look at you, you're so fancy, you live in the big city now, are you? Look at you, you're so fancy, oh, you think you're so good for us, oh, you think you're too good for us because you left the small town, now you live in the big London or the big Edinburgh or the big wherever, and you're like, I am too good for you, bitch, that's why I left, I'm going to be somebody, I'm going to go somewhere. You don't know how hard it is for me actually in the big city. And they're like, oh yeah, you must be sucking dick all the time, you're getting all the dick, yeah, I'm surprised you haven't come home with a boyfriend. Yeah, I am getting dick all the time, actually I haven't got time for a boyfriend because I'm busy working every day. Your hours are 9 to 5, they think your hours are 9 to 5, but your hours aren't 9 to 5, are they? Because fucking Marcus is in at 8:45, so you're like, all right, Marcus, I'm going to fucking show you that I worked hard on fucking Marcus, so I'll be there at 8:30. So you're there at 8:30 working, clocking in, right? And then you don't finish at 5 o'clock, no, because Mary's working till 5:45, so you're like, fine, I'll be there till fucking 6 o'clock, just to show everybody in the company that I am really driven and ambitious. So you're there 8 till 6, you're not getting paid 8 till 6, you're getting paid 9 till 5 as a teacher, as a thingy, as a bin person, as whatever you do the bit extra, don't you, just to get the job done, because you don't always clock off, even that you don't always finish when you stop getting paid, because you care about your job, because you're a good fucking person, and you're there in your job, and you're like, one day it's going to pay off, one day I'm going to be so fucking rich and famous, one day I'm going to be so wealthy, and until then I've got the Daily Mail, and I hate the Daily Mail, it's full of shit, but the horoscopes are fucking epic and very accurate. And you see Kim Kardashian, you're like, one day I'm going to have that lifestyle, it's going to be amazing, oh my god, look how I live vicariously through them. I'm a hard-working person, I try my best, I save my money, I don't get paid a lot of money, but I do my best. I mean, as soon as I get paid, I just go back to zero, because I'm so skint from fucking paying the rent and paying the shit from the month before. Every time I get paid, I'm just at zero again. I'm not plus in credit, I'm just zero again. So, you know, it's great to be in zero, but one day I'm going to be plus. Oh god, wait. One day I'm going to have so much fucking plus. Oh, you wait till I have plus, mate. And you still book a holiday, because you deserve a holiday, because you work really hard, so you go like Magdalene, don't you? Even though you're fucking 35, 36, you should have stopped going to Magdalene about 10 years ago, but you know, it's the cheapest holiday on offer, so you go to Magdalene. Right, and you put a bit of weight since you last went there when you were 19, you see these little skinny bitches that are walking like little reindeers, whatever, with the heels on. And they're all looking at you, judging you, right? And yeah, you're like, I know, I can see you judging me, bitch. I know. They're like, oh my god, she's so old. Why is that old lady here in Magdalene? And you're like, yeah, I used to be just like you, bitch. I used to be just like you, right? And you're there, you're having a great time, and you get the plane back. And what do you do at the plane? You wait for the queue. You wait. Why do we queue at airports? It's so fucking annoying. Just like, I don't bother. I just wait till everybody's on, and then go take my fucking seat. And they all look at me like, oh, we're waiting for you. No, mate, wasn't going to leave anyway. Shut up. Just fucking, why are you all waiting in the queue? You're being all so well behaved waiting in the queue. It's like when you get back from the airport, don't you? You pick up your car and you drive home, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and you get into your car and you drive home, it's 2 o'clock and there's a red light. And what do you do at the red traffic light? You stop and you wait, because you follow the fucking rules and you're a good person. There are no other cars, you're 5 minutes away from your house, but you stop and you wait, and you're like, just go, no one's going to see, I'm so tired, let me just get home. No, you're going to wait for it to go green, right? You're going to wait, nobody's coming back, I'm going to wait for it to go green, because it'll be just my luck the day I move from the red traffic light, woo, also, no, I'm going to wait for it to go green. And then it finally doesn't, like the chain doesn't change for ages, and you flash it, it still doesn't change, then it finally changes, and you go and you stall, and you're like, oh. And you get home and you follow the rules because you're a good fucking person, and we work hard, and you had to train, you had to have qualifications in order to do your job, and in order to do it well. And whilst you're doing that, you're too busy trying to keep a roof over your head, trying to keep your children fed, trying to manage life, trying to manage bills and houses and your relationship, and be a good parent, and be a good partner, or be a good single person, or be a good dog mummy, whatever your role in life is. You're trying to do that, and whilst you're doing that, maybe you haven't got time to pay attention to what's happening with the money that you're working, that you're giving away in tax. Because tax is seen as a dirty word, but it's not a dirty word. Tax is your money, mate. All of that money is your money. That's money that you have to give to the government so that we can all look after each other. So you're not paying attention necessarily to the people that are looking after that money, what they are doing with it. So who are those people? What are they doing it? What decisions are they making on our behalf with our money? It's not their money, mate, it's our money. And what's very clever is that we don't think of tax as our money, because it gets taken away from you before it even reaches your account. So you never associate it as being actually yours. If it hit your account and then you gave it, then maybe I think we might feel a bit more, we want a bit more accountability for it, because we know it's ours and we've given it, but it never hit. So there's a disconnect there, right? So look at the decisions they're making. Well, let's talk about the first one, Brexit. Brexit most people don't understand what Brexit means, and most people don't know what Brexit is or what's going on, and that's why you're here, and I'm here to help explain all of it, right? I don't know why you're laughing, like I am. Like I actually am. So, I'm very insulted by that, actually. Very insulted. So for me, Brexit means Brexit. Like it's really obvious. Like it's so obvious. It's just obvious. Like, are you stupid? It's obvious. And for me, I just feel like, oh gosh, you couldn't have fucked it anymore. Just be. It's still not too late just to go, I'm sorry, I've changed my mind. I know we look like a pillock. Like, let France and Italy have a go at us. I know we're dickheads. Oh, United Kingdom, I know, we're planks. We get it. It's cool. Just take the hit and fucking step back out, sit out of the game. Just why are you still persevering? It's so humiliating. And for me, it's a bit like this, right? You know when you go on a night out? You know when it gets to like Monday and all your friends start up a WhatsApp group with an image of a bottle of Prosecco and they're like, Prosecco on Saturday, oh my God, can't wait. And you're like, yeah, Prosecco on Saturday. What are you going to wear? I don't know, mate, it's Monday. I don't know what I'm going to wear on Saturday. Like, I'll decide on Saturday, I'm busy. Oh my gosh, I get this dress from ASOS. I don't fucking care what dress you get from ASOS. Stop putting me in your fucking group chats. I hate group chats. Take me out of the group chat situation, right? What are you going to do? What are you going to wear? I don't know, I'm in prep. I haven't decided what I'm going to fucking have for breakfast yet. I don't know what I'm going to do on Saturday. And it's like, Saturday. There's a big thing, Saturday. And it gets to Saturday and you sleep till midday and you're like, oh fuck it, I'll stay in bed. And they're like, no, come on, you got to go out because you're never going to meet anybody. That's why you never meet anybody. That's why you always think, because you always stay at home and you never take the opportunity to go out and socialise. You're like, fine, I'll get ready later. I just want to sleep. I've been working hard all week. I can't bother to go out, right? And they're like, come on. Then you have a little nap again. Then you order Chinese food at 5 o'clock and then you're in a slumber for a few hours where you just feel like a fat cobra that swallowed a pig hole. Like you're just there on the settee, right? And then it gets to 8 o'clock and they're like, where are you? You're like, oh, fine, fuck my life, I'll go out. And you wash your face trying to wake up and you have a bit of coffee trying to wake up, shot of vodka trying to fucking wake up. And you're like, oh, I'll shave my legs, but I haven't got time for a bath, so I'll just fucking do it in the sink. And I hate shaving my legs because whenever I shave my legs, I always make so much effort to go out and shave my legs. And then I have the shittest night out, so I'm not going to bother shaving my legs because whenever I shave my legs, I always have a shit night. It's actually the nights that I don't make any effort, they're the nights that have the best fucking night. So I'm like, well, I can't not shave them because then that's making no effort and that's saying to the universe that I don't care and I want to show the universe that I care, but not too much. So I'll shave one leg and then that's like I care, but I'm not that bothered, so whatever, right? And then sod's law, that's the night that you meet some dude and you bring him back, he's like, oh, why have you only shaved one leg? And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, it's this whole little pre-ritual thing I do before a night out. Anyway, whatever, give me 5. Anyway, so you're there, you have a quick wash, right, and you try and wash your hair, but you haven't got time to wash your hair, so you just get some dry shampoo, but the dry shampoo's run out, so you like get some talcum powder, you're like, that will fucking do, I'll put some talcum powder on. But you've got dark hair and now you've got like greys, and you're like, oh, it's fine, it's nearly fucking Halloween, isn't it? That just was just it's a thing. It's a thing, right? So then you go to put on a nice dress and you go to put on a nice dress but it doesn't fit. And you're like, oh, my dress doesn't fit. It's because I'm slightly bloated at the moment because I'm on my period, so I'll have to wear something else. So you go to put on some trousers, but the trousers don't fit because you're on your period and you're slightly bloated. It's got nothing to do with your period, mate. It's actually because you've eaten too many donuts recently and you're too proud to face the reality and the truth. And go to M&S and buy yourself a larger pair of soft fucking jeans. So you stand by your choices, bitch. Like if you have to go out naked, then that's your own fault for eating so many donuts. All of these clothes should fit, right? So then you're like, oh, what am I going to wear? So you have to go to the attic to get your summer box, right? And you get your summer box out the attic and you keep the one pair of shorts that you wore in Magdalene when you were 19, they're like that fucking big, and you keep it because you're like, one day, this is proof, I've got a picture of me in those bad boys, one day, I can't even get one leg in it now, but one day, I'm going to fit in those fucking shorts, I swear down, I'm going to fit in them, I'm going to be like 40 years old, be the sexiest bitch walking around town, my fucking tiny little shorts, but until then, they don't fit, so what else have I got? I could wear it as a little anklet maybe, but that's no good. What else have I got? I haven't got anything, nothing fits apart from a sarong. I can't wear a sarong in fucking October. Oh, fuck it, why not? Put a sarong on, put a safety pin. Versace, that will fucking do. And then you're like, well, I better go out. And you're like, well, I can't go out with a coat on now, but it's fucking October. I know, but I'm wearing a sarong, so you have to fucking stand by your choices, bitch. Fine, I'm going to go out, it's going to be fucking freezing. I'll get an Uber. You go to get an Uber, it's 4.7 times the surcharge. I'm like, I'm not fucking paying 4.7 times the surcharge. Oh, fuck my life, I can't be bothered. I don't know where I'm going. Everything's just saying stay at home, but fuck it, I'm going to go out because I've got to make an effort to meet people and improve my fucking lifestyle. So fine, I'll go to the fucking bus stop, and you go to the bus stop and you're waiting ages for a bus, and then it starts raining, and you're like, great, now you've got this fucking paper mache on your head happening with the fucking talcum powder and the rain. You're like, oh, this is fucking disgusting. It's soaping up. Oh God, fuck my life. What's going on? Finally, the bus comes to, come at once. And you're like, you bunch of wankers. Get on the bus. You get on the bus and they're like, oh, it's exact change only. You're like, well, I haven't got exact change, mate. They're like, it's £1.80. I haven't got £1.80. I've only got a £20 note. Take it, I've got a £20 note. I've got a £20 note. Well, it's what exact change only. Well, I've only got a £20 note, mate. Well, then you can't get on the bus. But I've been waiting half an hour for the fucking bus. Please let me on. No, it's £1.80. Oh, just keep the £20. Take the fucking £20. You sat on the bus. You're like, oh, I've got paper mache on my head and I just paid £20 for a bus fare. This is so annoying. I'm wearing a sarong in October, I'm fucking freezing. What the fuck is going on? And you get to the club, right? And it's free for ladies before 10 o'clock. So you're like, oh, it's fine, I'll go to the VIP place because they've got no idea who I'm about to be. So I go to the VIP queue, right? And obviously I'll just do my best smiley face and be like, hi, I'm here. Like, I should be on the list. They're like, you're not on the list, get to the back of the queue. I'm like, oh, fuck my life. Get to the back of the queue, and then you queue up for ages, and then you finally get to the club at like 10:03, and they're like, oh, it's £15, please. And you're like, oh, please, I'm a lady by myself. Well, tough shit, read the sign, £15, oh, fine, take my money. Oh, it's such a waste of my bloody time. Well, because I'm trying to improve my fucking life and meet somebody. Fuck my life, it's such bullshit, I fucking hate going out. And you end up at the club, and you see all your friends, and they're all dancing, like, wow, Luisa, come on, get a cocktail, got a cocktail. And you're like, oh, there's a bit of a shining light, at least they do cocktails. So you go to get a cocktail, and it's £12.50 for a Cosmopolitan. You're like, must be good for £12.50. It's £12.50 for a Cosmopolitan, it's got to be a good Cosmo, right? And then this fucking child behind the bar gets bleach, pours it in a plastic cup, puts an ice cube in it, and you're like, what the fuck is this shit, bitch? £12.50 for £12.50. I want a swan made out of ice that you hack off, putting on into a crystallised glass that's 150 years old from your grandma's fucking cupboard. I want a fucking orange zesting around that thing with sugar and a straw and a fucking umbrella for fucking £12.50. What is this fucking bleach? Like, what are you taking the piss? But obviously you can't say that shit to her because it's Saturday and yay, feminism, she's working late, working hard. So you're like, oh, thanks, babe, keep the change. You drink it and you're like, oh, fucking, oh, I hate this thing, it's so shit. And then some guy starts talking to you like, oh, I don't want to, it's too loud to have a conversation, I don't want to talk to you, thank you. And then he's like, you look like you've had a hard day. I have had a hard day, actually, yes. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong, I'm wearing a sarong in October, okay? That's what's wrong. And he starts talking to you and you start getting on really well and you're like, oh, this is fine. Like, oh, I'm sorry, sorry about what I know, I'm just a bit shy, I know, you're really nice, that's really cool. Oh my God, you're amazing, that's really nice. Oh, yeah, I'll have a great time. And you talk for ages with this guy and then you're like, oh, that was the message, that was the moral of the story, that sometimes you've got to jump through a lot of hoops, but eventually you find yourself in the place that you're meant to be at, surrounded by the people that you're meant to be surrounded by, and you're like, oh, I persevered, and now this is my reward for persevering, right? And it gets to 1 o'clock in the morning, and then he drops in like, oh, my boyfriend, and you're like, why have you been wasting my time? Why have you been wasting my goddamn time? Every time I fall for it, every time. I thought I wasn't the only one that loved Cher, every time. Here's an idea for you gay men out there. Yeah, gay men out there, here's a fucking idea for you bitches, right? If you don't look gay, and you don't act gay, and you don't sound remotely gay, apart from the Cher thing, but straight people love Cher too. And you're talking to a woman who's clearly by herself and over 35, wearing a sarong in October. Do us all a favour, wear a badge, dickhead, wear a badge. Oh, it's so homophobic. It says not fucking homophobic, you're fucking wasting my fucking time, you dickhead. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. I've got enough of you lot on my fucking phone. I don't need another gay best friend. I know they already fucking love me. I don't want another one. Fuck off. I'm going home. See you later, bitches. I'm going home. Get me an Uber. 7.8 times the search. I don't fucking care. Just get me home. This is a waste of my fucking time. Stop at the kebab shop. Oh, you shouldn't have a kebab. You haven't been eating salads all week. I don't fucking care. Get me a fucking kebab. I deserve a kebab after the night I've had. I deserve. Give me a kebab. You're right, mate. It's not my first rodeo. Don't give me the one that's out of the thing that's been there for 3 days. I want it freshly cut off the thing. Freshly cut off the thing. Leave the tin alone. Freshly cut. Don't put any of the chilies. I just want salad. Well, main, I know exactly what I want. Oh, I need kebab when I'm drunk. Well, I eat when I'm sober and I'm having it at my fucking wedding. So I know what I want. Just give me what's wrong, right? You wrap it all up and you get in the taxi and you're like, won't eat in the taxi because I don't want to offend the driver because it smells quite bad. So you finally get back to your place, you put your key in your door, and then your giant baby Bernese mountain dog that's 55 kilos, right, that hasn't seen you for a whole 2.5 hours, which is a very long time for a little doggy. You open the door and she fucking bombards you and she jumps up, knocks the kebab out your hand and fucking ravages it, swallows it whole. And you're like, oh, you fucking, oh, I fucking hate all of you. I knew I should have gone out. I was only trying to improve my whole fucking life and everything was saying, go back home, just fucking stay where you fucking were. But I didn't fucking listen because I thought you all knew what you were fucking doing. I should have stayed exactly where I was in my pants, like I was happy there, I knew where I was there. That's exactly where I should have fucking stayed, but I didn't because I listened to all of you fuckers and now my whole life is fucked because of you lot. And to be honest, mate, that's kind of how I feel about Brexit. Like, I just feel like, just take the hint, you know? Like, it's not going to get better. Like, it's not going to get better. Like, it's just take the hint, right? So, let's look at politics, right? Let's look at it. I know this shit is boring. Like, I'm bored too. But you know, someone's got to teach her. So, what you did on there? Oh, that's quite nice. Okay, I forgot my wish wash thing. What do you call it? Well, you know. Okay. My wish wash thing. Okay. Wish wash, wish wash, wish wash. You are funny, you sausages, aren't you? You're laughing at a wish wash thing, that's so cute. Oh, no, it's really funny. Do you know what I always say that people always like? I go, you silly little sausage. And everyone always liked it, apart from today, apparently, but other times people like it when I say, you silly little sausage. So, let's have a look at the population, right? So this is the population in the UK. And do you know what it is? It is 65.6 million people, right, in the UK. Right now, okay, MPs, we have 650 MPs, right? Their job is to represent us. I know we don't often think of it like that because they're always down in London, aren't they? They're always in Westminster, down in London. But actually, they come from the area that you and I live in now. So every area that you live in, you'll have an MP that represents your area, and they're supposed to bring your concerns and your things about your area to London to discuss. They represent you, right? If you don't know who your local MP is, he was the guy that wore a tweed jacket and was probably a paedophile. That's your local MP, right? So let's have a look at these guys. How qualified are they? They've got to be qualified, they've got to be smart, they must be very intelligent because, you know, they're representing you, aren't they? So let's find out how qualified they are. And a good indication, I mean, it's not like that because it doesn't work like that, but it's interesting to know how much people earn for their job, isn't it? To see how much value is placed on their job, because that should give you a good indication of, you know, of what society puts value on that. So let's have a look at that. It doesn't quite work like that, but let's have a look at it as if it was that simple. What's the UK average salary? Any ideas? It's 27, right? 27. What annoys me though, by the time you take off tax, it's actually more like 22. So why don't they advertise what it fucking is, mate? Why are you selling me extra when I don't get the extra? I don't get any of that extra money. What I get is this. And I wouldn't go for a job that's this, but I would go for one that's this. So this is the fucking lie. It's annoying because they hoodwink you, because then you sign a fucking 24-month contract and you're like, ah. So that's one thing, right? Now with that salary, do you get your housing paid for? I can't hear you. Do you get your housing paid for? Do you get your travel paid for? Do you get a free sandwich? No. Well, some of you do, by the sounds of it. So an MP salary. So let's look at an MP salary. What are they on? What's their value? What are they worth, do we think? What's an MP salary? 65? 77. 77k, right? So considerably more than the national average. The national average is just add up everybody in the room divided by how many people there are. That's the average. The MP salary starting 77. Now on top of that, whenever they travel to London, choo-choo, choo-choo, they get that paid, right? Travel is paid. So whenever they travel to work, their place of work, that gets paid. When they are in London, they have to stay overnight often, and when they stay overnight, they get their rent paid, right? So when they're staying in their accommodation, that gets paid. To give you an idea, I rented in London a 3-bed apartment and I had a room. My rent was £1,000 a month for a room in London, right? And that wasn't even a plush place. I don't have one bathroom. Like, that's for that. So do you think these guys are fucking sharing with 2 other bitches? No. So think about how much that is there. And I have it on good authority that they do get free sandwiches. So that's that, right? So you go, well, okay, that's fine because they're qualified. So they're qualified to do that job, so they should earn more money because it's an important job and you want the right people for the job. So how do we know their qualifications and what do they do? Well, a very, very, very large percentage of MPs all went to a very similar school and had a very similar background education, and that education is a private one. So something like Eton is a private education. Now, I didn't know about private and public and all this stuff about schools. It doesn't make sense to me. Private school, public school, I still don't know what it means. I remember people asking me, like, oh, did you go to a private school? It's just, I mean, you can see it from the road, so I don't. I don't know. I just go to the bus stop and the bus picks me up and it takes me there. But I don't know if other people know that that's the bus. Because you have to have a special pass to get on that bus. So and they're like, do you have trampolining at your school? No, we just do netball. Well, then it's not private. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. So I didn't go to a private school. Right? So a private school, a lot of MPs, a large percentage of them went to a school like this. When you go to like a regular school, right? those schools are free. So those schools are paid for by our tax money, right? The idea of paying extra for a private school is that you get smaller classes, you get better quality of lessons and information because they got smaller classes so they can concentrate more on students' education. How much does it cost for 1 year at Eton? Any ideas? £33,000. But if you're on this, how the fuck are you meant to afford this, mate? I mean, do the maths, like how the fuck are you supposed to afford this? 33k, but it's interesting that a lot of people that did this go into a job that's straight away that, right? That's fucking interesting, isn't it? 33 grand. Mate, if I went to school and all I came out with was how to spell boobies upside down on a calculator and my mum paid 33k, she'd be very disappointed. Now, why does that education matter? Because education does matter because it shapes us, it's what we learn, it's how we grow in our environments. And what's the difference between a private school and a regular school? Well, there isn't much difference, is there? Well, I mean, there is a few differences. Like, for one, these guys, they went to fucking skiing every 3 weeks, skiing every 3 goddamn weeks in their private school. Do you know what we had at my school holiday? We didn't have a school holiday until year fucking 6. So after 6 years, we all went on a minibus to the Isle of Wight where everybody came on their periods at the same time. That's what we had at our school, right? That was it. So their background and their education is different, right? It's fucking different. Now, often when they've left a school like that, they go on to Oxford University. Oxford University is one of the best universities in the country, if not the world. It's one of the top universities, right? Now, I actually went to Oxford University, not to study, mate, it was a day trip. I actually went to Salford. So I went to Oxford University, right, and I got a first from Salford, so suck my dick, right? And people are like, oh yeah, but it's a first from Salford. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, if you get a scrunched up 5 and like a clean one, are they still have the same value? Yeah, so why don't you fuck off, right? So I went to Oxford University for a day trip just to see what it's like, and it was amazing the calibre of the lectures that they had there, because you go, fucking hell, look at who they've got access to. It's all about access to information, that's all. So the access to the lectures they had at Oxford University, they had on the wall lots of pictures of famous people that had come and done a lecture. They had Mother Teresa, you know, the one with the white and the blue, holy, they had her. Then they had Princess Margaret. If you don't know Princess Margaret, she's the one you do know her. She's in season 2, the one that falls in love with the gay photographer, that's her. Right, little Chanel 2-piece, like very Jackie O, but without the bloodstains. Anyway, and then you've got, that was a 1960s joke for you, and, or 50s, I don't know, it was old. And then they had the Dalai Lama. They had the Dalai freaking Lama came and did a lecture at Oxford fucking University. I was like, are you fucking joking me? The Dalai Lama came to your school and did a lecture. Do you know what lectures we had at my fucking school? We had Fireman Sam coming round being like, kids, make sure your grandma doesn't fall asleep on the sofa with a cigarette in her mouth, otherwise you'll all die of smoke inhalation. That's what we had at my school. While they're all there being like, downward dog, namaste. I mean, both are important, right, and valued, but it's a very different set of fucking education and background, right? So are these people representative of us as a whole, or are they very specific to a particular type of person? And why does that matter? Why does representation matter? Of course it fucking matters, because look at the general public. MPs here, and what percentage of MPs do you think went to a school like this? I'll tell you, 50. 50 of them. Compared to muggles, that's us lot, right? 7%. 7% versus 50%. So how representative? So how can they comment for all of us and tell us how we're all feeling when they're all coming from different backgrounds? And why does background matter? Most of us don't want to do this job because it's a shit job, isn't it? So you don't really want to do it. But representation does matter. Of course it matters because it's reflective of us. Because when you go further in life, right, and you try to move on and get further ahead, so let's look at some of the top well-paid jobs in the country right now. And if we look at some of their genre's the wrong word, but you know what I mean when I put it down. So if we look at like news, right, and then say police, medicine, banking, yeah, so all the top paying jobs, right, law, jobs that shape our society and our culture and how we look after and value each other and how we treat each other, the top jobs, if it works like this, so the people at the top, over 75% of them went to private fucking schools. Now, why is that? Because often when you want to work in any of these kind of establishment or places, what you need to do is you need to be able to work for free for a period of time to show that you can learn and are committed and everything else. But to work for free for somewhere, that's actually, you need money to be able to work for free. That's the irony of it. And a lot of these places are based in central London. So you need to have somebody that's got a place in London that you can stay for free, that will cover your travel for free, that can feed you for free while you spend a year or two working there. And who can do that? Well, it's only people that are already fucking established there can let them fucking in. That's why it's maintained. So what they need to do is start opening the doors. And there's simple solutions to this. Pay for fucking work experience. Start paying for work experience for everybody so everybody has a fucking chance. Simple, right? People say, oh, there's not a solution. Of course there's a solution. There's always a solution. We're a clever bunch of people. Look, we do so much shit now. Who'd have thought Instagram would be so big? I'm sure years ago they'd be like, oh, taking a picture of yourself. How vain. That will never catch on. And now it's like, the number one thing, it's like when they talk about, you know, with equal pay or like maternity pay, and I'm like, it's illegal for somebody to deny a woman a job role because of her gender, because they think she'll go and have a baby. However, imagine you're an employer, you're somebody that works in a business and you have to hire somebody new, and it's a small business, and to train this person it's going to take 12 months and it's going to cost you as an employer 25k to train this person, right, as well as the wages and everything else. So you're investing in that person. You have a man come and you have a female come, and they're both of a similar age, ready for making babies, let's say 36, right? So they're both of that age. Times have changed, guys, it's not 22 anymore, right? 37 actually, because I need to do more stuff before I start. Anyway, maybe 38. I might do 39, but I don't know yet. I've got other shit going on. And I've got a doggy, baby. This is my doctor. Oh, Mrs. Sausage. Oh, my little sausage is normally sat right there, just not there. I'm very sad. Anyway, see, I am a mum, like I know what it's like. So the employer, even though it's illegal to go, oh, well, I'm going to take the man rather than the woman because she might go and have kids and I've invested all that money and I don't want to lose it. Like, I get it why they make the choice. But a way around that is very simple. You have to make paternity leave mandatory. Make fatherhood as valued, as necessary, as expensive as motherhood, because it should be, and it is. So you go, right, you both have to take time off. Like, you can't choose, so it's not that you can have 3 weeks. There's no choice. You both have to take the time off. Could you imagine the difference that would make to the child, to how much value that would bring? I mean, some of you might fucking hate it, but tough shit. Like, that's your job. You decide to have a baby, fucking step up. And that would then make the employer go, oh, I can no longer discriminate and go, well, I'm going to hire the man rather than the woman, even though, you know, subconsciously, like, it's got nothing to do with the baby, but subconsciously it is a bit. It will make the employer go, well, I'm just going to get the best person for the job. It's very simple. It takes it out, right? And all of this, when it comes to these kind of decisions, and it's funny how childcare is not included in politics necessarily, or not thought about in the workplace or the corporate world, when it absolutely should be, because it's got a huge integral amount of value, but it's been dismissed. But it's weird because we've been having babies since the beginning of time, so why has it been dismissed? Well, that's where, again, representation matters, because if we look at representation, if we look at the previous world leaders in recent history, we had 460 world leaders throughout history, right? How many of them do you think are women? Any ideas? 8? Not quite, a bit more than that, 27. 27 are women out of 460, right? So people making the laws, people making the choices, people making the decisions are male, right? Now listen, I love sucking dick, it's great, but this is relative. Why is that relative? Because what are the laws they're making? Well, maybe they're making them from a bias or from a position that suits them rather than others, because you can't always understand how somebody else's life affects them or their circumstances hold them back, because if you haven't been in that, right? So, for example, a classic example is this one, the laws they make and why representation would matter. I have this weird hobby, right? I have this fucking, oh my God, it's so fun. So I have this crazy hobby. I love bleeding. I love bleeding. Every now and then, I just like to bleed. I clap my hands and I start bleeding. I'm bleeding right now, bitch. I'm bleeding right now. I have so much fun bleeding. I used to bleed all the time. Bleeding, bleeding, bleeding. Because it was a choice. I could just bleed on cue whenever I wanted. I just bleed. And I remember when I was younger, I'd walk around the house and I'd be like, bleeding, bleeding, bleeding. And my mom would be like, Luisa, stop it. I need to mop the floor, please. And I'd be like, no, Mama, clean up my mess. It's not my job. I'm having too much fun just bleeding everywhere. And she was like, Luisa, you're never going to meet a man if you leave such a snail trail behind you like that. You got to be clean and look after yourself. So I was like, fine, how do I hide the bleeding? Because I want to keep bleeding. I don't want to stop the bleeding. But fine, I'll try to get a boyfriend. I guess that's what I got to do. So I went to the garden and I fetched a stick and I stuck it so far up my vagina, it hurt a little bit. And I wasn't sure if I lost my virginity, because they don't really tell you, do they? Because they always say, like, oh, how do you know when you lose your virginity? Because you bleed a little bit. And I remember being younger being like, oh, shit, have I... Did I lose my virginity when I was 17 years old to somebody in their grandma's living room floor? Or did I lose it on a school bus to the Isle of Wight back in 1999? I guess we'll never know, right? Because I was bleeding. Now, this was really cool shop called Boots or Superdrug. You can go anywhere like that. And they have these cool little things called Tampax. And people don't like to talk about Tampax because men get very embarrassed, but that's how he wants you, because you don't realize Tampax is the best game a boy could have. It's like a little slingshot. It's so much fucking fun. Remember when you were younger, you used to be like pound with the conkers. It's the same motherfucking game, right? So you get the little sling back and you go, pa-pow, pa-pow, pa-pow. It's really fun. I know a lot of you are going to run home later and be like, please, wife, please let me put in your Tampax. Don't let him, bitch. That's your fun, not his, right? And so I put in this Tampax, and that stops me from making a mess so I can meet a nice guy and he doesn't get all embarrassed. And because it's my hobby, I pay for that Tampax, and then I say, hey, do you know what? Bleeding is so much fun. I'm going to pay you extra for that Tampax because I enjoy myself so much. So here's some tax on that. You can tax the Tampax. I'm going to pay that extra because I love bleeding. And that's just what we do. And last year, the government raised £15 million from women bleeding. So they should, because it's a hobby. I don't go trampolining and say, hey, I want a trampoline, but I don't want to pay for it. No. I pay for the trampoline, I pay extra, because it's my hobby. Now, men have this really serious ailment where, sadly, they can't always get a hard dick. And that's very stressful for a man, and especially because men always need a hard dick, because if men don't have a hard dick, then who the fuck are we going to send to war? It's very difficult. They need it to be hard, or because they need to be on edge. They need to be on fucking edge. Because if they fucking floppy and they don't have a hard dick, then they'll get to the front line and be like, sorry, Barry. No, we need them fucking hard. And men need to fuck anything all the time because they're a man. So they need to fuck what they want any goddamn time. And they don't have to deal with fucking childcare and fucking child maintenance pay. Fuck that shit. They just gotta fuck shit. So these men need to be able to fuck stuff without taking responsibility for a baby. So they get condoms, right? They get condoms, and sometimes if they can't get their dick hard enough, they get a blue pill called Viagra. And they're entitled to those things because it's not fun for men to have a hard dick all the time. Do you think they want to be like that? Of course they fucking don't. You think they want to fuck everything inside? Of course they fucking don't. Sometimes they have to get so drunk to force themselves just to sleep with women, because it's really fucking hard being a man actually and having to fuck everything all the goddamn time, because all they can ever think about is this. Heaven forbid that they should have accountability and be able to use their fucking brain. That's not how it works for a man. You've got no fucking idea. It's really hard. Men need a hard dick, and we as a society need to protect our fucking boys. So we say have the fucking Viagra and have the condoms. You can have them for free, and if you do pay for them, don't pay any tax on that, because that's not fun for you. You're being a goddamn hero. $15 million in tax and period tax, and they gave the money to domestic abuse centres where women were bleeding 96% at the hands of their male counterparts. And what I want to know, in Northern Ireland right now, it is illegal to get an abortion. It's also illegal to rape somebody, and they're apparently just as bad as each other, which is why if a man rapes a woman and she gets pregnant, and she decides to have an abortion to terminate that pregnancy on the back of the rape, she will serve more time in prison in Northern Ireland if she is found getting an abortion than a man will who will be convicted of raping her. She will serve more time in prison for the abortion than the man who raped her will for raping her in the first place. And that is why representation matters. We need to fucking collect that dick money, collect the period one, fine, but collect the dick money and send it and fund crisis centres, fund rape centres, fund abortion fucking clinics. Because why the fuck should we bleed to clean up after your fucking bloody mess when you're doing jack shit to fucking clean up after your own? Let's tax men equally, right? It's just accountability. That's what we're talking about. It's equality, it's access, it's accountability. You lot know this because you're here. You think I'm having a go at you lot? Of course not. You're at a fucking arts festival. You're like my people. It's just the people that are in power that I want to have a bit more accountability. I remember last year there was an attack in Westminster, right? And somebody went into Westminster, and at a similar time, or just before that, Boris Johnson, I'm going to put this on the floor because I keep panicking that someone stood there. It's really freaking me out. Boris Johnson came out and he said that Muslim women that wear the hijab or the full veil look like letterboxes or post boxes or whatever. And he basically just said vile shit that you don't expect from somebody in a position of power, because he was representing us in different cultures around the world, and as somebody that's representing us in different cultures around the world, you want them to be a bit more respectful, right? Especially to a majority of women in those countries that wear that attire. Now listen, I don't like the attire either. I fucking hate the full veil. It's not for me at all. But that's because I want to see these bitches' eyebrows, because normally they're on fleek. Like, fucking, I've seen Sex and the City too, mate. Show me the YSL. Do you know what I mean? So it's a different perspective. But I'm not in a position of power saying all women look like fucking letterboxes. You're just being a misogynistic, rude, racist, homophobic, not homophobic. You're probably homophobic too, why not? Let's throw that in there. Or let's not, we'll take it more seriously. You're probably xenophobic, privileged, entitled, plonker that we all seem to don't mind you getting away with it, right? So he came out and said stuff and there was no accountability. He came out with a cup of tea and everyone laughed it off and you're like, oh, that's cool, but if you said that, are you working? If you said that with the bins, if you'd have said that and they'd reported you, you would have been fired. If you'd have said that as a teacher, you would have been fired. If you work in Asda and say that, you would have been fired. There would have been no question, you would have been sacked. So why are our leaders not getting sacked for stuff that we would have got sacked for, right? So I find that really hypocritical. And so I was like, well, I'm going to put the world to rights and I'm going to tweet about it. So that's what I did. I tweeted and I said Boris Johnson needs to be held accountable because somebody who worked in Asda would have been fired long ago for the same fucking thing. When are we going to hold our politicians accountable? Thinking of those in Westminster, hope people are okay, right? And then I was like, that's my 5, I'll go to have a nap. So I went and had a power nap, but it turned into one of those long ones, you know, when you wake up and you're like, oh, dang shit, and it's still the same day. And you're like, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, that's so disorientating. Do I sleep or do I stay awake? Oh, it's so strange. Because you missed the boat. You're supposed to get off a lot earlier. So you're supposed to do like 10, 15 minutes, just a nice little night nap. But if you sleep for 3.5 hours, oh, you fucked yourself. Fucked yourself. That's going to take a week to get up. Anyway, that's not the point of this. The point is the tweet. So I woke up, my sister was like, delete your Twitter. I was like, why? She's like, you need to fucking delete it. Charlotte's called, you need to delete your Twitter. I was like, what's wrong with my Twitter? She's like, have a look. So I went on Twitter and there was this website called Breitbart that I'd never heard of, not really. And they screen grabbed my tweet and they shared it. And I woke up to thousands of messages telling me to go kill myself. I have never known anything like it. They went to my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, Luisa Omielan, hi. And they went in and they messaged just saying, oh, you fucking Muslim lover, why don't you suck Muslim dick? You should live in a Muslim country if that's how you want to behave. How dare you fucking say this shit? Oh, you're so wrong and oh, so we should all get bombed. We should all get fucking acid attacked. Hey, why don't we go and acid attack her, the whore? Yeah, let's see how she likes an acid attack in her face. Where's she playing? Gilda Balloon, 9 o'clock. This was last year at the festival. Let's go throw acid in her face, see how much she likes it. I was shitting myself. I was so scared. Then they started taking pictures of me and they started vandalising the pictures. So in my previous show, Am I Right, Ladies, wearing my bra, it's actually a really cool feminist piece of fucking artwork and body of work all about fucking how women should feel good in their own fucking skin. It's all about mental health, body image, all that shit, which I did fucking 5 years ago and was told TMI, whereas now it's really fucking popular and 5 stars, you fucking bunch of wankers. It's funny, isn't it, how you see people be like, oh yes, I'm very much on board with this new train. Fuck off, you fucking sheep. Anyway, so then they shared it and they were like, oh, she's a whore. And I'm like, hang on, you fucking have a go if they're covered up, you have a go if they're not covered up. Which one fucking is it, mate? Like, do you want me covered up or not? Like, I don't understand. Do you want me like half? Do you want me like half? Should I be black all the way to there and then that can be naked? Or black all the way to there and that be, like, which one would you rather be naked? And what's funny about this Breitbart website is basically they're the opposite of like the black veil, because they basically wear like a white veil. It's like a white hat thing with a slit. And I think there's a bit of animosity because it's like a Man U Arsenal thing. So I really got quite angry, right? And I was really scared and I was quite nervous because I knew where I was playing, and I'm a woman, like, you know, I'm quite feisty and I say what I think and I'm quite honest, but that's not the kind of attention I wanted. I couldn't understand why they were attacking me rather than what I said, that he should be held accountable. At no point did they argue with the accountability point. They just started arguing my character and what I looked like and what I weighed and that I should have acid in my face. And so then luckily this American woman came to my show and she works in politics in the US, and she laughed so hard when I told her about it. I was like, why are you laughing? I'm literally shit scared. She's like, let me tell you, explain what's going on. So in America, she works with them. She has these offices, and you've got about 6 people in the office, right? And they are paid a wedge of money, and their job is to create as many social media profiles as possible. This was last year, she said this, right? As possible. So then you think, oh shit, there's loads of people. There isn't. There's only 6, but they've created so many, right? And they're all bots. That's what they are. They're all bots. You've heard that expression. So they'll get money, and they'll get a client, and their client might be, for example, Boris, right? Boris might be the key word. So their job, their sole job that they are paid to do is to search that keyword, and anything that is positive, you know, to respond to that, enjoy that, and anything that is negative, fucking annihilate. Annihilate so violently that they don't say anything. So here's me, hello, lol, that's funny, right? And annihilate it. And so it works. So then I go, shit, there's all these people attacking me. I'm really scared. I shouldn't have said anything, and I won't say anything online about him again because I don't want to get attacked or not say anything about him. And I'm like, but why would they care about little old me? Like, I'm a nobody. And she was like, are you joking? Like, A, you're a female, B, you're a comic, but also you're somebody that's got absolutely nothing to lose. You're exactly the person that they are scared of. It's people with nothing to lose. It's people that work hard every day that don't realise what's going on, that go, hang on a second, we're the fucking ones. So she said, all they're doing is attacking you, so you stay silent and don't say anything again. I was like, but why would they be attacking me? Like, what? I didn't even say anything. Like, why are they fucking funding him? I don't get it. She's like, they're protecting him. But she was like, but why are they protecting him? I was like, I don't know. She's like, what's his personality like? What is he? Is he like a leader? Is he going to be prime minister or something? No, he's like a fucking idiot. Like, he's just an idiot. Like no one takes him seriously. She'd be like, it's interesting. Somebody's backing him because they're trying to elevate him somewhere. I would argue that they're going to try and make him prime minister or something like that soon. And I was like, Boris fucking Johnson. And I was like, nah, mate, he's a fucking, like, that will never happen. And it was in place and being funded at least from a year ago. And I was like, well, isn't that interesting, right? When you look at stuff, rather than looking at what you're actually saying, but you attack the person, right? Rather than looking at the facts of what's evidence in front of you, but you go with what you're hearing or what you're saying. Like, it's just interesting. And then you go, oh, for them to attack my character, rather than what I'm saying, is the oldest trick in the book. And what's the oldest book? The Bible. Let's take it back to church, shall we, bitches? Let's take it back to church. So, in the Bible is actually a book that was never written by Jesus. I know, amazing information. It was a collection of stories that have been passed on through word of mouth for a very long time, and it was very earlier on in century 1 or whatever it was, I don't know. Look, I'm shit with dates, but the information is correct. And there was a bishop that said this is the official Bible, but there was loads of other stories at the time that you don't hear about, loads of other stories at the time, right? And all we ever hear from the Bible is about Mary Magdalene. And what do you know about Mary Magdalene? Nah, oldest whore in the game. Mary Magdalene was not a whore. She was not a prostitute. She was not a slag. She was not a slut. In fact, the Catholic Church came out and apologised for ever suggesting that she was back in 1960-something, because it was a bishop that allowed that message to be spread. There is no mention. She wasn't a prostitute. She wasn't a slag. She wasn't a whore. Even if she was, it shouldn't fucking matter. She wasn't. She actually was a woman that came from great respect and from a great family and from great wealth. Mary Magdalene was like the Kim Kardashian of her day. Her eyebrows were insane. She had a lot of money, right? The dad, Mary Magdalene's dad, was like the Philip Green character of his day, like, but less of a cunt. Everybody kept their pensions. That was Mary Magdalene's dad. She lived in this glorious tower, right? And she had all these people fix her nails, fix her hair, whatever. And these books and these stories have been found about her since then that reveal the truth about her, right? They've been verified. They weren't like put in an oven with, you know, a tea bag and whatever. They've been verified, so they are actually legit, but they were hidden. And this message and this story of Mary Magdalene makes way more sense to me. So you all know her as slag, slut and whore, but actually she wasn't. She was wealthy. She grew up in a tower. Now, one day, the town was very small, and this new Jesus guy came around and he started making loads of noise for himself in the town. And the dad was like, Mary, I want to meet this Jesus guy. Apparently he's really interesting, white philosopher, and he can do amazing things at barbecue with some fish. So I'd like to invite Jesus round. Mary, I don't know why he speaks like Bernie, it's just the voice that he's got, right? And Mary was like, oh God, stop trying to marry me off here. I don't want an arranged marriage, Dad. Like, all my friends got married when they were 12 and 24. When I find somebody, I'll marry him, but until then, I don't need your intervention. And he's like, Mary, please, Mary. Oh, I'd like you to be nice to our guest, Mary. He might be a very nice guy for you. You don't know, Mary. Oh, how tall is he? 5 foot. Oh, I'm not dating somebody that's 5 foot, Dad. Come on, Mary. Well, what does he do? He's a carpenter, Mary. Oh, basic. I'm not dating a carpenter. I want to marry like a social influencer or a YouTuber, for fuck's sake, I've told you this before. He needs to have at least 12 million subscribers, not 12. Fucking hell. Mary wasn't interested, and the dad was like, Mary, you need to be nice. Well, I guess you need to be nice to him. Mary was like, fine, I'll be nice to him, whatever. When he comes around, let me know. Like, Mary didn't care. Now, Jesus showed up, right? Mary looked outside her window, like Rapunzel, looked outside her window, saw Jesus. She was like, oh, fuck's sake, he's Jewish. I fucking hate the Jewish guys. Oh, I hate the fucking Jews. Mary hated the Jews, right? Because Mary was like non-religious, so she was like a Gentile, basically just like a pagan. Basically, she had like a poster of Savage Garden on her wall, right? So she wasn't into religion at all. She was all like sun, moon, and stars, and chica cherry colas, all that shit, right? So she saw Jesus the Jew. She was like, I fucking hate the Jewish guy. I'm not dating a Jew. Now, here's what's interesting. The Catholic Church also perpetuated the message that the Jews killed Jesus. But if you look at history and look at what's going on at the time and just read a bit more about it, you also know about the Romans. Now, we learned about the Romans in schools because they built all of the roads and they fucking fought with lions and all that shit. And what you always know about Jesus, you go, oh, the Jews killed Jesus. But actually, it wasn't the Jews killed Jesus. In context, the Romans were in charge. The Romans ruled the land. So at the time of Jesus' death, it was the Romans that were in charge. And the Romans gave the call to kill Jesus. It was the Romans that said, let's execute Jesus. And the guy that happened to execute him happened to be Jewish. But that doesn't mean the Jews killed Jesus. It means the Romans killed Jesus. But nobody ever blames the Romans because they're like, oh, but the M40 is very helpful. No. Leave the Jews alone. It was the fucking Romans, right? So Mary's there, and she's like, oh, fucking, she reads the Daily Mail all the time. It's like, all these Jews coming over here, taking our jobs, whatever, not interested. Right, didn't want to meet him. And the dad's like, Mel, you come downstairs and meet Jesus, otherwise I'll take away all your inheritance and your tablet, right? So Mary's like, oh, fuck's sake. So in the book, in the narrative, in the book, in the story that you find, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but it's just making it more accessible. It's pretty much what it says. In the book, it says that Mary was like, fuck the Jewish guy, not dating a 5-foot carpenter, fuck that guy. And then on the next page, it says, Mary came down in a wedding dress to greet herself as the bride of Christ. And you're like, how bipolar is this bitch? Like, what is going on here? And you know there's nothing missing, because this page says IV, and this one says V. Love that bit so much. I just think it's really pretty. People don't realise, because they're like, oh, we just want jokes, but you don't realise it's the attention to detail that really makes a fucking show. Like, it's the IV and the V, and people are like, well, we don't get it. It's a Roman numeral joke. Anyway, you sausages, you don't even care. So, by the way, it's 5 to 10, and most of you might think the show's an hour. It's not, it's 2, so. I'm tired too, I know. So when I get to the end of this bit, if you need to go, feel free to. I mean, you'll miss out on the ending, but you should have read the duration bit. So Mary's like, fuck the Jewish guy, comes down in a wedding dress. And you go, why does that happen? You go, well, actually, what happened is that history has all been translated from a male perspective. It's always been men that translated historical texts and historical scriptures, but sometimes men aren't very good at translating, transcribing, or understanding female behaviour, aka the classic example that they don't always get a woman's language or what she fucking means. The classic example is a woman goes, I'm fine, like, read between the lines, dickhead, read between the fucking lines. Like, she's clearly not fucking fine. So you're like, well, I don't understand why 1 minute she hates him, the next minute she comes down in a wedding dress, until you go, well, let's revisit that story, but look at it from a female perspective, and then you go, well, what situation would I do that in? Well, I'll tell you what situation that I do that in, where I'm like, fuck the guy, and then come down in a wedding dress. Fuck, I've done it a million times, mate. Because what do you do when you have to go on a date with somebody that you've got absolutely no fucking interest in, and you're like, fine, if I have to go on the date, I'll go on the date, but I'm going to do everything in my power to be as batshit crazy as possible to scare the living shit out of him. So Mary goes upstairs, she's like, bring me the dress, bring me the fucking dress, bring me the dress, right? Puts on the wedding dress. Mary comes downstairs like, dan, dan, da, da, dan, dan, da, da, dan, dan, da. Lifts her veil, takes one look at Jesus, nipples get hard. She's like, holy shit, you're beautiful. Oh, wow, I'm in love. Jesus was like, nah, queen, it's cool. I heard what you said about me. I've got negative energy coming off you. I'm not interested. She's like, no, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I just read the Daily Mail all the time, but I only read it for the horoscopes, but it must be subconsciously, subliminally getting in. I didn't even realise I've never met a Jewish guy before. I only ever grew up in this tower. He's never let me out. I've never met anybody who doesn't look like me. I've never met a guy before. You're amazing. Please stay. I'm sorry. I just was an idiot. Please stay. And he was like, no, it's cool, Mary. I'm going to go. Like, I just feel a bit weird being here now. Listen, Mr. Magdalene, it was really nice meeting you. If you ever need any more shelves putting up, you let me know, all right, mate? And it was a shame. I was really looking forward to meeting you, Mary. I heard a lot of really cool things, but you take care of yourself, right? I'll see you later. Jesus left and Mary cried. She was so upset. She's like, I can't believe it. I ruined it. I never meet anybody I fancy. I'm always a single one. All my friends have been married since they were 12. And then one time I meet the perfect guy, like the perfect guy. And I have to ruin it by being a giant racist. This always happens to me. It always happens to me. I want him back. I don't know what I do. What I do to get him back? I'll do anything to get him. I'd fly him to the moon and back if he'd be my baby. Now, luckily for Mary, a few days later, there was a knock at the door and Jesus came back. This very quickly became like his USP, right? So she answers the door. Really? That was it? Really? I mean, I know it's hot and tiring, but that, really? It's taken me fucking an hour and 2 minutes to get to that bit. How dare you? How fucking dare you? Listen, it is 10 o'clock now, so if you need to leave, go now. Go now or forever hold your peace. Go on, don't worry, no, it's fine, because I'd rather you go now, because then I can concentrate. Because otherwise I get distracted, and don't, if you're there going, oh, should we, just go. I don't need that, oh, I'm not sure, okay, just go. So, is he coming back? Oh, you silly sausage. Okay. Everybody else cool? Okay. So, oh, really? Yeah. She's at home. She's at home. Everyone loves Bernie. Bernie's a fucking legend. Bernie's mountain dog. Fuck me, she's my best friend. She's my doctor. I love her. Normally I bring her on stage, but it's too fucking hot in here. Have you seen how much I'm sweating? Do you think I'm going to abuse my child like that? No, mate. No, I've left her on a cold tar floor with a fan in her face and a bowl of chicken in front of her. That's the kind of mummy I am. Fucking come in here, watch her. She's not a performing monkey, is she? It's not like her mummy fucking comes here and does it for you anyway, fucking doesn't even sold out, I'm still fucking here, right? No. That might be alright for me, but it's not good enough for my doggy. She plays to sell out crowds only. That's in her contract. I love that. I've just fucking dropped some amazing shit about religion, and all you care about is my fucking dog. There's going to be some sex bit now, so you'll like this bit. So Jesus comes back, right? I know, you're not expecting it, but this is the Bible that you should have read. So, Jesus, can you see my knickers from that stance? Can you get further back, can you? No. What do you mean, yeah? He said, yeah, you can. Well, look up, babe. That was really funny. Right. It's too hot. We're so tired, aren't we? It's been a long fest for you all. I only got here yesterday. I don't know what my excuse is. So anyway, the sex bit. I fucking gave you a chance 5 fucking minutes ago. Lock the fucking doors. Lock the fucking doors. Sit the fuck back down. Bunch of fucking pussies. Yeah, fucking plague on both your motherfucking houses. I'd be tripped down the fucking stairs. Not seriously, just enough to annoy you for 6 weeks that you have to wear a cast everywhere. Does anybody else want to leave? Good. Back to the sex bit. Right, I've lost time, so I have to hurry up. Basically, Jesus comes in for an oat milk flat white. That's a whole bit that I've missed, but I just got to the punchline. He comes in for an oat milk flat white, and they just start fucking there and then. Bam, 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 bam. And the dad's like, not on the kitchen floor, Belly. Oh, at least you're having a good time. And they have an amazing sex, right? They have amazing sex. And actually, that was the message. That's what was supposed to happen, because it's normal to have great sex. It's normal to meet somebody that you love. And actually, love is always the answer. The answer to every great question, to every problem, to every solution, is always throw great love at it. And when it comes to, you missed nothing, mate. I was fucking ad-libbing for the whole time that you were gone, so you've actually come back in at the right place. Basically, Jesus and Mary just fucked, the dad's gone into another room, and I'm about to keep going. So, right, it's always make great love, right? And actually that was the thing, because what do you do when you connect with somebody on a spiritual, physical, emotional, mental level? You feel incredible. And if you're straight, right, you have this divinity because you make great love, and hopefully you make creation, so you create divinity. Each and every one of you is divine because it's in nature, so it is divine. Nature is divine, it's natural. Also, fucking to be gay is nature and divine. To be gay is very fucking natural. Do you know why we have the fucking gays? Very simple very simple answer. The gays are for a couple of reasons. Number one, they are natural to stop us from overpopulating, right? So the gay community stops us from overpopulating ourselves, right? It's too many people on the planet, burns out. I mean, they haven't done a very good job because we're fucking it anyway, so gays need to be a bit more gay, mate, because, you know. And number two, we survive throughout history by villages and networks. That's how we survive. It takes a fucking village, and we survive by being villages. And villages only survive by keep procreating. That's why nature made procreation the most enjoyable, pleasurable act. It did that for a reason, to ensure its fucking survival. That's why sex is so pleasurable, in order to ensure our survival as civilization, as humanity, right? So you've got men and women having sex all the time, but sometimes men can be dicks, right? So what do you end up doing? Fucking arguing, falling out, and then no one's having sex. So what do you do in that situation? The girl's really stressed, the guy's really stressed. So what do you need? Somebody that's an amazing listener and fucking epic on a night out. Take you away from the problem. And that, my friends, is why we have the gay community, because you go out with your gay best friend, you come back, you make up, you start fucking again. So actually the gays have ensured our fucking survival. That's why we need the gays. They are natural. It is in nature because it is natural. And the Bible made the gays bad, because if you make the gays bad, then they're not populating. Then who are you going to create an army to go out and send all your shit and do your bullshit for you, if people aren't creating an army for you to fucking use and abuse? So leave the gays alone. They're natural and normal, and Jesus loves them too, but that bit was taken out of the book. Well, guess what? I've just told you, I'm putting it back in. It's just political, right? So they have amazing sex. And what do you get when you have amazing sex with somebody? When you connect with somebody on a spiritual, physical, emotional level, and you are getting fucked so hard that you see like a bright white light go partially blind, and you're like, oh my God, this is epic, right? And you know when you're getting fucked really properly that you come so hard that you get really strong, which is weird because in the daytime you can't do a burpee, but here you are turning into the fucking Hulk. It's amazing. And when you are in that place, you are creating a higher consciousness. You're opening your third eye because you're creating a higher consciousness, because you feel great love, you feel orgasmic. And that is what every drug that you ever take wants you to get to that place, is to repeat that feeling of orgasm. That's what we all fucking take drugs for, in order to feel that. That's what our whole life drive is to feel that orgasmic and in that state. And when you are in that place, you don't have room for, no, they can't come over, no, they can't stay at my house, no, I won't share my food. Well, it's their fault they're homeless. Well, it's their fault for getting on the boat in the first place if they didn't want to wash up dead on the beach. No, send them back. They're not room. I don't have room for them. Not in my fucking house. No, this is mine. That's yours. Tough shit. I'm going to look after my own. You can go fuck yourselves. You don't have room for that. When you're getting fucked properly, that you're squirting all over his fucking face, mate, and you're so fucking excited that your balls are about to bust. When you're coming that hard, it is actually a divine given right that we've been given. That's a gift. And when you're coming that hard and feeling that third fucking eye and higher consciousness, you're like, mate, let them fucking in. Open the fridge. There's plenty of food. Keep the fucking keys. They can stay as long as they like. There's enough shit to go around. Because there's always been enough to go around. But we've been told we need to keep it. And actually that was the message. And doesn't that make a lot more fucking sense? But how do you control people if they're having higher consciousness and feeling great love? You take away the orgasm. You make it a sin. You repress it and you narrow it. And by opening the third eye, by keeping it closed, you can control people more and tell them to be scared. That if they do the wrong thing, step out of line, there's a big, bad, invisible person that's going to kill them and they're going to burn in hell for all eternity. It's bullshit. We were always meant to get on our knees, but it was never for prayer. It was for cunning fucking lingers. That was the word. That was the word. And that message. Don't think I can't see you leaving, bitch. Fucking turn your phone off next time if you don't want to be noticed. Right? Anyone else? Fucking walks out with a fucking light on. I wouldn't have said anything, but she had the light on, so, you know. And actually, that was a more powerful message. Have great love, share great love, find your lobster. Friends is actually modern day scripture. That's how it should be. That was the message. But it got taken out of context because sex has been weaponized and politicized. And so in the Bible, what you hear about Mary Magdalene is really impressive. She was meant to lead the church. She was meant to lead this story of great love. Sensual, spiritual, great love, to share, to give, to be kinder. You can be forgiven. Everything is good. You can be good again. Please don't berate yourself all the whole time. And what happened was that in the Bible, it keeps part of the story. So Mary saw Jesus first and she believed. She was the first person to see him. That's how important she was. And she was the one that ran to the other boys that locked themselves in the fucking cupboard because they were shit scared and was like, guys, let me in, he's alive, he's alive, he's alive. The monkey's his uncle, no. Simba's gone back to challenge his uncle to take his place as king. No. He's alive. Pinja again. I always do liking references in every one of my shows. It's so nice that only a few people ever get it. And then, right, so she was like, let me in. They were like, oh, fuck off, Mary. Jesus didn't come to our beef with us because of you. And she was like, no, guys, he's alive. He's you gotta let me in. He's alive. And they're like, oh, we don't believe you. He's obviously not alive. He's dead, mate. Why don't you just fuck off? She's like, let me in. She's like, guys, I'm telling you, he's alive. He's fucking alive. We don't believe you, Mary. He's not fucking alive. He's dead. Why don't you just fuck off, Mary? Nobody wants you here anymore. And Mary's like, he's alive. And then Jesus appeared. And they're like, oh shit, he's alive. Oh shit, now we see and now we believe. Right? And that was the story that actually she showed that she was more important because she believes. So theologically, she had more power, she had more status. Power? She had more power. I mean, not in Ireland. She had more power, so she had more status. I'm back in England. Scotland now. I'm in Scotland. I said I was in Scotland. What you say? I said she had more pay. And that's what she had. Yeah. Anyway, so Jesus said, and everybody sees it. I can't do it. So she said, right, and so then the message in the Bible, they wrote the text, but they wrote it down in a way that changes everything about her, because they said in the text, oh yeah, she did see him first. Yeah, that is the truth. She did see him first. And yes, we didn't believe at first, which is the whole point of faith. We didn't believe at first, and then we saw we believed. Yes, that is factually correct. But when she comes coming from her, can you trust her, mate? Oh, you can't believe anything she says. No, you can't fucking think that she can be that good. No, have you looked at her? She's a fucking whore, mate. She's a slag. She's a slut. She's a prostitute. And they diminished her character. They annihilated her character rather than the thing that she was fucking saying, because what she was saying was truthful and powerful. And you had a group of men around a table that suppressed her so they could elevate themselves to look better. And it's the oldest story in the fucking book. When they are annihilating your character rather than the thing that you are fucking saying, you are saying something fucking right, my friends. Mary fucking Magdalene. Right, let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, if you do need to go for some air, don't, because I'm fucking boiling too. So if I have to stay here, so do you, right? So let's have a look at what they're doing with our money, right? Tax is just public money. It's our money that's collected and they use it. Do you all need to fucking fuck my life. Okay, so last year they collected £812 billion in tax. Now, billion's a lot of money, but you don't really think of it because you could think million, billion, schmillion, trillion. Well, let me show you how big it is, right? So, what is it? 1 million seconds equals, let's say 37, no, 7, 1 million seconds equals 7, let's say blank, okay? Okay, no, listen, 1 million, okay, so 1 million, actually let's make that, okay, 1 million x equals 7y, right. Whereas 1 billion x, see, billion equals 37. What? See how that number is a lot higher than. It's a lot of money, right? So let's have a look at what they did with our money last year. What did they spend it on? We're going to play a little game now. So let's have a look at what they spent it on. So last year, the government spent this much. They spent 29 on something. They spent 54 on something. They spent 2 on something. They spent 124 on something. They spent 111 on something. And they spent 74 on something. Okay, what did we spend last year on 24 billion? What did we spend 24 billion on? There is no wrong answer in this class. There is a fucking wrong answer, but it's fine. Don't worry about it if you get it wrong. I get shit wrong all the time. I mean, this doesn't even add up, but neither does life, mate. So get NHS? No, it was defence. Defence. Is that with a C or an S? C. C, maybe S. In certain parts of Scotland, it's S. Right, defence. Now, that's actually not a lot of money. I thought we spent a lot more money on defence than that, but it's not. But it's weird because basically we make loads of like defence shit and then we sell it to Saudi Arabia, and that's like fucking trillions and trillions of pounds. But sadly, that wasn't on the website, so I couldn't include that. Anyway, so that's the thing in defence. Also, when it comes to Russia, pipe the fuck down, mate. We're not in a position to fucking argue with Russia, because Russia's defence budget is like 29 billion, schmillion, trillion, killion, willion, fillion, dillion, billion, willion. Oh, we'll stand strong against Russia. No, we fucking won't, mate. We've only got 29 billion. Fucking pipe down, sit down, say absolutely jack shit. Just be like, harashu, harashu. I may have gone to a regular school, and when I went to regular school, I learned a fucking lot about life. And one of my key things I learned about bullying is that when the school bullies go around the school bus and punching people in the head, you say jack shit, you keep your head down, you wait till later on in life to do much better than him and show him, because he'll end up being nothing and you'll be playing the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. So just, you know, hold out. 54 billion, what do we spend that on? Education, yeah, education. Do you know what I think is really boring? We need to get over the Henry VIII thing. Like, he's dead, mate, let it go. Like, it's teaching kids that men, it's teaching little boys that you're like, there was once a man who didn't like women, and every time he got bored, he just chopped her head off. And then you can wonder why guys go up being like, I'm the king of everything. Like, was teaching him. Do you know what we need to start teaching? What annoys me is that when you go to a shop and you see at eye level for children magazines with yellow rings around women's bodies and cellulite and tummies and all that thing, saying it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong, and they see that with their mothers, hopefully if they're lucky enough to have them, you see the rings, and yet the pornography is hidden on the top shelf, but here you've got the Daily Mail headline saying all this stuff. Pornography is blacked out, and you go, that's the wrong way around, because you're getting these kids that are having sex, and they're learning it from the internet, so they're doing horrible things to themselves trying to have sex because they don't understand it and they can't access it, and you get 7-year-olds with fucking eating disorders thinking that other people are bad because that's at eye level and they're trying to have sex and they're both spitting on each other's bits trying to do anal, neither of them enjoying it, both end up crying. And whose fault is that? It's our fault, because we've allowed that environment that we're not teaching them properly. What we need to do is start educating our kids properly, move the fucking magazines around. We should be hiding the Daily Mail headlines, hiding the fucking yellow rings around women's bodies and showing the fucking pornography. Teach children about how to say yes when they are comfortable. Teach them about, what's the word when people say yes or not? What's the word? Consent. Teach them about consent. Teach boys about consent. Teach girls about consent. Teach boys that it's very good to want to let a woman come first. Teach them that it's very normal if they want to, fancy somebody else who's got the same parts. Teach these kids about that. Let them grow and learn that safe environment with you guiding them rather than just not having the conversation. Let them figure it out with the door fucking closed. Let them see the pornography, but guide them fucking through it. Teach a child how to suck a dick properly. That's my number one. In my manifesto, teach a child teach a child how to suck a dick properly. Right, vote Luisa. Because they're doing it anyway, right? And if they're doing it wrong, we've allowed that environment. So 2 billion, what do we spend 2 billion on? JSA, not a lot, is it, mate? You think, oh, benefit thieves? Actually, not that much, mate. It's 2 billion. It's like when you go to the bar. How much is that? 19 billion? Keep the change, mate. 18 billion? Keep the change. It's only 2 billion, mate. Fucking 2 billion. It's like, well, I'll see a 2 billion pence piece. I'll leave it. I'd probably pick it up, but, It's only 2 billion. It's not a lot of money. Fucking, I thought it was more than that, because they're always going on about benefits. They're the fucking enemy. Are they the enemy? It's only 2 billion, mate. Fucking, well, they got Sky TV. Oh, well, give them that plus room thing. It's only an extra £12. It's fine. It's 2 billion. 124. What do you spend 124 on? NHS. Now, people think the NHS has been cut. It hasn't. The NHS has got more money than it's ever had before. But think of it like this. Imagine I work in a donut shop, right? And I've got 100 donuts. Every day I get 100 customers. Each customer gets a donut. And then suddenly there's a knock on the door. Hello, we're the government. Oh, what do you want? Just to help you. I want to help you. I want to help with your donut shop. No, I don't trust this bitch. Like, I'm good. You can go, no, we're going to give you more donuts for free than you've ever had before. Really? More donuts? Why would you give me more donuts? Because I want to help you succeed. More donuts. Okay, it would be nice to have more donuts because I only have 100 donuts and 100 people, and sometimes I'd like to eat a donut, so I guess I could do with more donuts. Great! Will you just take a picture and just smile for the papers and just say that we gave you more donuts? Okay, I guess I could take a picture. But just look here in the camera. Okay, don't touch me because you smell weird. I got more donuts. Great, here's your more donuts. You open the box, one extra donut. One extra fucking donut. She's like, let them in. Let who in? Fucking 100,000 people. What the fuck? You didn't tell me about that bit, did you, bitch? All of a sudden, you've got 100,000 people begging for a donut, but you've only got 101 fucking donuts. So you're cutting the donuts in half. You're trying to get a quarter. You're trying to make the best of the donuts you've got. Just fucking feed the people, but you end up with 100,000 people dead because you haven't got enough donuts to feed the fucking people, even though technically you've shouted about it that you have got more donuts than you've ever had before. There wasn't enough fucking donuts in the fucking first place, mate, because they didn't hold to account how many people are needing the fucking services. And that, my friend, is the best analogy I can come up with for the NHS right now. Fucking more donuts, right? So number 2, donuts for everybody, okay? What a great manifesto. 111, what do we spend that on? Pensions, okay, so that's pensions. And finally, 74 billion, what do we spend that on? This is my favourite, do you know what it is? Fucking, you won't get it. Mr. fucking Lanius. I worked on reception for 3 years, mate. That means you fucking lost 74 billion on staples and post-it notes. What the fuck have you done with 74 billion fucking pounds? You know who should be doing a budget? A single mother, mate. My mum was a single mum with 5 fucking kids. She never missed a fucking beat. She earned like £200 a fucking month, I think she got, and she made that last with fucking 5 small kids. Fucking get a single parent to come in and sort out the fucking budget, because how the fuck are you losing 74 fucking billion? I don't know, right? So when you look at this and you look at politics just as numbers, which is what a lot of politics is, they get to a thing, they take out the people and they just look at the numbers, right? Because it doesn't become about you lot in your hometown, it becomes about numbers. So you go, well, how do we fix this? How do we work this around? Well, that needs to go up, that probably needs to go up, that needs to go down, that needs to whatever. So where's the enemy? Who's the fucking enemy? Is it the immigrants? Is it fucking Brexit? Is it the EU? Well, for me, it's really fucking obvious who's the fucking enemy. I'll tell you who the fucking enemy is. Fucking mate, this lot, old people. Old people. 111 billion on pensions. Are you fucking having a laugh, mate? 111 billion on fucking old people. Do you know why that is? It's a problem, because back in the day, right, they used to like retire at 65 and they'd be dead by 68. It was dead easy. Worked all their lives, had a few years, here's some extra money, go buy your grandkids some donuts, job done. Now, these fuckers have discovered vegan food and hiking, they're living to 108, and you're like, hang on a second. You stopped working at 65, there's not enough money in the pot, so now your youngsters' money is getting spent on feeding granddad's fucking yoga habit, right? That's where the money's going. Fucking old people. And then you go, well, hang on, why can't I get on the property ladder? I'll tell you why you can't get on the property ladder, because granddad bought half the fucking high street in the 80s for £4.50. So now, he will make more money renting that out in a year than you will in a fucking lifetime, mate. That's why. And who the fuck voted for Brexit? Who the fuck voted for Brexit? It wasn't me, mate. I was on a holiday and I had fucking Magdalene. I didn't know it was going to be such a big deal, right? I didn't fucking know. It was Grandad getting up at 6 o'clock, putting on his fucking bow tie. Oh, yes, the bloody Germans. Let it go, Grandad. So you want to know my solution to the fucking problem? It's not leaving the EU. It's very fucking simple. Over 68, kill all the fucking old people. Wipe them out. Line up. Done. Save some fucking money. Kill all the old people. Number 3, my manifesto. Kill all the old people. Vote Luisa. Vote Luisa. Vote Luisa. And when you look at politics like numbers, which so often is, it becomes very clear, right? It becomes very obvious what the problem is. And of course, so some people might come up to that as a solution, right? Obviously, that's not the solution. But when you look at politics as just as numbers, you take away the humanity. And for me, politics has always been really boring. I never really cared for any of it. And it wasn't until 2 years ago. So I did the show a year ago, and I used to say it was a year ago because it was then. And it's amazing how times move forward, right? That was quite a nice thing to say. Very observational, Luisa. My mum went to the doctor 12 times, and the doctor said, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong, like you go home. Because my mum was so healthy. She used to drink, she didn't drink alcohol, she didn't smoke, she didn't eat red meat, she ate plants and herbs from the garden, and she used to have a shot of Jägermeister every day because she was Polish and it's got 27 herbs in it, so she drank it for the herbal properties, right? And so she was very healthy, went swimming all the time, super slim, super healthy. So the doctor was like, there's nothing wrong, go home, go home. But my mum knew her body, she was like, there's something wrong. My mum was Polish, she was into some weird shit, so she was like, please can I have a camera up my bottom? Naughty. And she asked for a colonoscopy, and the doctor said, fine, I'll send you for one, but just to put you at ease and to stop you coming in. And so she waited 6 weeks for an appointment. And you know what it's like when you have to wait 6 weeks for an appointment. It's not so close that you relax and get over it, but it's not so far away that you want to push the doctor or annoy them and become a nuisance. So you go, I'll wait the 6 weeks, I'll wait it out. Now here's the thing, the reason you're waiting 6 weeks, imagine this is a colonoscopy machine, is because it's not that there isn't a colonoscopy machine available, that there aren't any. There's plenty of these machines, but the budgets in the hospital, a hospital might only have one, in which case they have to see this many people before you get it. That's the 6 week wait. It's how many people are in front of you using that machine. Do you think Meghan Markle, if she needed to have a colonoscopy, would have to wait 6 weeks? No, mate, she's got one in her bedroom. I mean, it's a bit weird to have it in your bedroom, but the royals are quirky, right? So the machines are there, it's access, and that's where the politics comes into, it's where your tax comes into, because it's about the budgeting that the hospitals have, they've been given from the government. It all comes top down. So she went for the colonoscopy appointment, finally, she was really relieved, and the nurse there said, oh, this isn't an appointment for a colonoscopy, it's an appointment with me to see if you warrant one. I don't think you warrant one, you can go home. My mum started crying on her and said, how sick do I have to be before somebody will take me seriously? I really don't think I'm very well. The nurse said, well, you're not bleeding, you don't look sick to me, go home and speak to your GP. So my mum got very upset and distraught. I took her to A&E because I was like, this is ridiculous. But she said, but it's not an accident and it's not an emergency, I don't want to waste their time. So I took her into A&E and they did a scan, and they finally did a scan. They said, your mum's got a mass in her bowel and a mass in her stomach. We said, what's that mean? It means your mum's got cancer. Okay, so what do we do with that? You have to wait to see an oncologist. What we're going to do is we're going to send you home now. You're going to go home even though we've got cancer. Yeah, you'll be fine. We're going to go home. We're going to send you home with some Calpol. Calpol, yeah, send you home with Calpol because it's easy to swallow. So if you get any discomfort, take that and wait for an appointment with an oncologist who's a cancer doctor. He will be able to give you more information. When will the appointment come through? Well, the oncologist only works on Mondays at this hospital, and his next available appointment is in 3 weeks' time. But that third Monday is a bank holiday, so your appointment will be in 4 weeks' time. Go home and wait for your appointment. So we thought, well, it would be fine because, like, it's obviously not an emergency. So I went home, and I started looking at cancer treatments. And in Poland, they treat people with cancer differently to the UK. So what they do is they boost their immune system, because often with cancer there's two treatments, it's radio or chemo, and people sometimes they die from the side effects of those treatments because they're quite harrowing. So in Poland they boost you with vitamin C, so you get an IV bag, like an IV bag of fluid, and you add vitamin C to it, so it boosts your immune system, so when you do have the treatment you're stronger. So I was like, great, I'm going to order some of that from Poland, so I got some of that. And then I read this amazing thing about cannabis oil, about how it can cure cancers. There was this guy that had this tumour on his nose, right, fucking red-nosed reindeer, honk honk, it's not, it's cancer, guys, be serious. On his nose, right, and he got this cannabis oil apparently, and he rubbed it on his nose, and then the skin around his nose went black, started peeling away from his face. At this point, that was me. I'd be like, oh shit, I fucked my face. I have fucked my face. But he was a dude, he fucking persevered, the legend. So he kept it on. The tumour came itself together, fell off, and the skin, fucking amazing. My friend told me about her mum. Now, she actually died of bowel cancer, but she went in for a scan. She was doing cannabis oil. She was taking a little bit every day. You take a gram a day for a period of 60 days. She was on the scheme doing it, and she went for a scan. And she died. Now, she actually died. She went to the toilet, and in the toilet, she passed this bowel that was really difficult to pass, and there was this mass in the toilet, in the bowl. She went back into hospital because she got pneumonia because she was having radiotherapy at the time. She ended up dying from pneumonia. Her scan results came back 2 days after she died. The cancer had gone. Her bowels were clear. So you go, fuck, that's enough information for me. I'm going to get some cannabis oil. I've never done drugs in my life, mate. I don't know anything about drugs. The only drugs I ever knew when I dated a guy called Marcus who worked at Pizza Hut for 12 years. And I didn't really realise that he was a drug addict. But, you know, I mean, he worked in Pizza Hut for 12 years. That should have been your first clue. But he was just so chill all the time. He's like, I just love Pizza Hut. Like, I love it. Like, I'm just there in the kitchen every day, just making pizza. And I'm like, but do you want to be somebody? Don't you want to go somewhere? I'm somebody. I'm the guy that works in Pizza Hut for 12 years. And I'm like, oh, you're amazing. I've never met somebody so namaste. Because I'm always like, there's got to be more to life. And he's just like, no, Pizza Hut, 12 years. And I was like, oh my God, I love how still you are. You're like a swan that just doesn't do anything and it just sits there. Like, it's beautiful, right? And so he used to take loads of cannabis oil and loads of weed. It was really difficult to have a conversation with him. And I was like, oh, I can't date this guy. I'm not going to be the kind of woman that changes just to date a guy. So then I started smoking weed, just trying. But I couldn't really do it. And it was really funny because he was the first guy that introduced me to an electric blanket. I never had one of those before. I used to come back from, like, I'd go out on a night out at uni and I'd be fucking slamming. So I'd come up to his lift, take all my clothes off in the lift, just put a coat on, and this was back in the day when I was proper hot. I mean, I'm still slamming now, but with layers. And I'd knock on the door and open it, and I'd be like, oh, Marcus, and I'd be like, oh, get your electric blanket on. At first, I was really nervous because I was like, I don't want to electrocute myself. He's like, why would you electrocute yourself? Because if I get water in the middle of the night and I spin like, I'll just fry myself into sleep. And he's like, no, technology's smarter than that. It doesn't work like that. And I was like, well, how do you fucking know? Prove it. He's like, no, I'll lie in the bed and you throw water on me. I tell you, I won't die. And I was like, all right, then we'll go on then. And we actually fucking did it. We're a fucking pair of idiots. Well, he laid in the bed and I got a squirty bottle and I was like, I'll drop it really quickly in case it travels through the water. And it was fine, it was amazing. Anyway, that's not the point. Why is my leg bleeding? Is this from a shaving cut from earlier? It is, isn't it? That's better. Well, you didn't think to tell me that was, I've been here this whole time. Anyway, oh, fuck me, nearly there. Nowhere near, I've got a fucking hour left, it's fine. 20 minutes, we're done. Might be a bit more than that, it's fine. It will be quicker if you shut up. Okay, sorry. Anyway, So I was like, right, how do I get cannabis oil? So I went on my Facebook and I was like, guys, I need cannabis oil. And they were like, delete your Facebook status. I was like, why? They're like, it's a class A drug, you'll get arrested and put in prison. I was like, oh, so how do I get it? They're like, you need to ask around. So I was like, well, how do I do that? They're like, just ask around, you'll find it. So I ended up going to nightclubs being like... Anyway, I found out this guy called Druggy Steve. I was like, perfect, right? He lived in Manchester, right? So I was like, I'm going to drive to Manchester and get some cannabis oil from Druggy Steve. Spoke to him on the phone, he's got something he's going to give me, so I'm going to go to Manchester, but I'm not going to use my own car because they might be watching me, so I need a getaway car. I need like to hire a car. So I called my sister and I was like, listen, can I borrow your car? She's like, where are you going? And I was like, actually, a good point, you drive. She's like, where are we going? I was like, the less you know about this situation, the better. And she was like, are we getting cannabis oil? I was like, how do you know? She's like, you have to open your iPad. I was like, oh shit. Actually, I should have said, I saw your Facebook status. This whole time, that would have been so much funnier. I've been doing the show for 2 years. It's the last time I ever doing it. Okay, I'll do that again, just to make sure that one's in. Where are we going? The less you know, the better. We're going to get cannabis oil. How do you know if I can saw your Facebook status? We drove to this guy's house. He has a beautiful house, right? And I was like, holy shit, oh, it's like a decoy. It must be an Airbnb place because I can't be a drug addict having a place like this. It's amazing. I was like, listen, actually, you stay in the car because he's a druggie. He's a big druggie, a big delinquent. He'll probably fancy me, so you better stay in the car, stay away from him. And she was like, I'll come in with you. I was like, well, no, because it could be very dangerous. She's like, it's fine, I'll be fine. So we went up and I was like, okay, we're just going to get some cannabis oil. Why are we getting this guy cannabis oil? I don't know, apparently he grows his own fucking cannabis and makes cannabis oil, so that's what we're getting there for. All right, cool. Just be cool, okay? Everybody be cool. And we got to his house and he had these beautiful roses outside his front garden. I was like, oh my God, he can't be that much of a delinquent if he's got these beautiful roses. These are amazing. She was like, well, considering what we're here to get, growing shit, it's probably quite good at his talent. Good point, what Melon made. And then I had to knock on the door, and I was like, do like a cool knock, because it's a drug dealer, so you got to do like a cool knock. And then I was so annoying, because I did the dun 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 dun. I was like, oh shit, that's the wrong knock. Oh, you can't leave it there. And Ash was like, don't do it. Dun dun dun. And this guy answered the door, and he looked like a normal guy. He looked like one of you lot. And I was like, holy shit, Druggy Steve. And he was like, fucking, I was like, oh, sorry. Hi, Uncle Steve, good to see you again. He's like, get the fuck inside. We got inside, right? And I got out, he was like, you here for the cannabis oil? I said, yeah. So I took out a bottle of olive oil that was empty. And I was like, I've got this olive oil bottle. And you're like, well, what's the fuck that? It's for the cannabis oil. Well, fucking, what the fuck are you getting a bottle for the Well, I just thought, because I'm recycling, I thought you could put the cannabis oil in. No, I don't fucking need your bottle. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm only trying to recycle, be a good citizen, or whatever. You wouldn't know anything about that because you're a drug dealer. And then he's like, listen, do you want a cup of tea? Yes, please. Don't put anything in it. And Ashley was like, will you stop being a dick? I'm like, I'm sorry, I just can't. I'm trying to lighten the mood. She's like, you're being a fucking moron. I can't, I'm trying. So he comes in with a cup of tea, and I was like, I watched Ashley sip it first, and I was like, okay, thank you. And he comes back in, right, and he brings me these 2 syringes, and it's like this. They look 2 syringes, and this is full of this dark green, thick paste. It's like a tar, it's really thick. And he's like, you need a matchstick head amount, blow your head off, be very careful. You need to work up to a gram a day. And then once you take that for a period of 30 to 60 days, and that helps eat away at the cancer. It's best to mix it with an oil to give it to you. If you put it in your mouth, you get very high. If you put it up your bottom, you don't get as high. It's easier to digest and take into your system. One of these syringes is £650. Here's 2. So I was like, all right, mate, let me get some more cash out because I only bought enough for one. And Druggy Steve said, I don't want the money. Take this, use it on your mum. Best of luck. I really hope things work out. And I was like, oh, Druggy Steve. And I was like, oh, that's how they always get you first. I was always fucking through, isn't it? So I took it, went back to the house, right? And I went to my mum and I was like, Mum, I've got you some drugs. I've got you some cannabis oil, Class A drugs. She's like, Class A, does that mean they're good? No, it means they're highly illegal. It's not like the eggs, right? And so I was like, right, we're going to take it. But I was like, listen, Mum, it's very toxic, very dangerous Class A, illegal, prisonable drugs. So what we're going to do, Mum, is I rethink, because I've never done drugs in my life, because I'm a good girl, Mum, and I've always done everything you told me. I think it's probably for the best if I try some first, just to make sure, because apparently it blows your head off, and I just want to make sure that that's okay before I give it to you. Oh, how convenient. What a selfless daughter I have. Thank you, yes I will. So I was in her room, right? And I was like, Ash, you do it first because I want to make sure that it's cool. So Ash took a little bit. Now Ash is fucking really skinny, he's much smaller than me, right? And she took a little bit and she did it. And then within 5 minutes, she was like, and I was like, oh my God, amazing. Okay, let me do it. Nothing. Okay, a little bit. Still not. Oh, okay. This is annoying. Oh, it's so annoying. This is like when I take Bernie to the vet and they're like, she's gonna need 6 times the normal amount of flea powder because she's a big girl. And fuck off, fucking. So I was like, fucking. I think it got to like my 7th bit, and I was like, why the fuck is it? And my mum came in and she was like, I can't believe you pair of idiots, look at you, so floppy in my bed, get out of my bed, you absolute pillets. I'm the one with bloody cancer and I've got to go sleep in your bloody bed, get out, you idiots. Yes, I'll bloody serve you, ugly stupid girl, every time they never let me down with stupid girl, I can't bloody believe it, fucking, here you go, cups of tea, you pair of idiots, you just sat there and watched us. So I started using cannabis all on my mum, right? And I know this show is different to what Beyonce doing, am I right, ladies? Because it's a different show, but what you don't get in any other show that you may go see at the Fringe is a fucking amazing one. I mean, they're all amazing, but that was the wrong thing to say. Sorry, be humble. What you don't get at any other show that I can say with whatever the word is the recipe for cannabis oil suppositories, because it's fucking highly illegal, mate, so write it down. What you need, don't use coconut oil, don't use any other oil because it's not a very good carrier. You need cacao butter, a very middle class problem, very Mary Berry. You need cacao butter, go to a local farm shop and get some organic cacao butter. And you need 3 parts cacao butter, 1 part cannabis oil, and you get some suppositories. I ordered them from fucking eBay, came from China, so I had like 50,000, it was nice, so they were only £2.50. And you do it and you freeze it, and then they're like a little bullet, and you just pop it in the bottom, right? And I kept a record of my mum of how she felt and everything. Finally got to the appointment with the oncologist, and we went in. We said, great, what can we do? What's the prognosis or whatever? And he said, right, 10% of people that have radiotherapy or chemotherapy will survive an extra 3 to 6 months. Okay, cool. What about the 90%? There is no 90%. No, because you said 10%, so what will happen to the 90%? 90% of people don't make it. What do you mean don't make it? No, there's the 10% that make it 3 to 6 months. 10% of people that have treatment will survive an extra 3 to 6 months. Most people don't make it. Most 90% don't make it. What does that mean? It means your mum will be dead by the end of the year. You're wrong, you made us wait. You made us wait 4 weeks. You're wrong. If that was the case, you would have had us in 4 weeks ago. You would have done something. Why the fuck haven't you done something? Because it's already too late. What do you mean it's already too late? By the time your mum came into AE, the tumours are so big that it's illegal to operate, that the tumours are taking over your mother's stomach, and eventually your mother is not going to be able to eat or drink. What the fuck does that mean? You fucking need to operate. You need to give her radio or chemo. It would be inappropriate to give her radio or chemo now. It won't do anything. What the fuck does that mean then? It means your mum is going to go home and die, and we're going to help her manage it. You're wrong, you're fucking wrong. No, you're wrong. Listen, I've got these IV bags from Poland and they boost the immune system so she can help, and I've got this cannabis oil I've been using on her, and I've kept a book, and it says that this guy, he had it and it fell off his nose. I'm afraid I can't talk to you about that. What do you mean you can't talk to me about it? I'm afraid I can't talk to you about any other treatments other than radio or chemo. But you're a cancer doctor, surely you want to cure cancer. These people have taken this and it's cured their cancer. So if you're saying I can't do radio or chemo, surely you want to do this. I'm afraid it's illegal, I might not be able to talk about it. But you're a fucking, I thought you were a doctor because you care and you want to heal people. I'm afraid I can't talk about it. And I didn't realise that it was political, that actually in death, treatment is political, that if you can't have radio or chemo, you're sent home to die, and that's legal and humane. That's how our laws work. And what fucking annoys me, that is if your prescription is a death sentence, you should be allowed, it should be your basic human right to try any fucking alternative that you can get your fucking hands on. You should be entitled to that. That should not be a crime. And so, I was so angry with him, and my mum was like, Louisa, let it go, calm down, I know, darling, I know. And I was like, it's fucking wrong, it's so wrong. And he said, I'm going to send you home, mum home with a morphine syringe driver. Morphine weakens the immune system, and it often weakens people very quickly, but it's the go-to drug. There is a more expensive drug called oxycodone or something, but they don't always give people that because it's more expensive. I want to know, again, when your prescription is death, why are you giving them the cheapest stuff? Why are you not thinking about all the tax that they paid in that she hasn't claimed yet because she's not 65? So where's her fucking lifetime of pension money? Put that into her care now. Within 24 hours on a morphine syringe driver, we had to call a doctor out, and the doctor came out, a different doctor. We didn't see the same doctor twice. He said, your mum is dying. She can die tonight in the bedroom, or she can die in the ambulance. If we can get her across, then at least she might have a chance in the hospital if we can get her on some antibiotics. What are the chances of her surviving? Very, very small. Your mum is very, very gravely ill. She wasn't ill before she took the morphine. Well, she's very ill now. Where would you like your mum to die? That is not a situation or a question that somebody should be asked when a few days ago we were having hope because we hadn't seen the oncologist yet. So my brothers made the decision, and they said, if there's a chance, we get her in. And so we took her in, and they took her off the morphine, and she immediately got better. And I spoke to the doctor. I said, why the fuck did you give her morphine if you know people respond like this? They said, some people do. I said, this never happened on cannabis oil. He said, you've been using cannabis oil? I said, yes, because you sent us home with fucking Calpol. I went back to see my mum. Then there's a knock on the door. I'm holding my mum's hand. There's a knock on the door. The matron comes in. She goes, are you Luisa Omielan? And I said, not now. It's really embarrassing. My mum's dying. I haven't got time for a selfie. Besides, the lighting in here is horrific. We'd have to do it outside. It's too fluorescent. Excuse me, Mum. I'm just going to go outside and take a selfie with a super fan. And I was like, what? Let's do it here from above with a filter. She said, no, I'm not a fan. I've never actually heard of you. The police are here. They've come to arrest you. What do you mean? She said, I want you to stay calm. I don't want you to speak loudly. The police have come to arrest you. There's been a formal complaint made from the doctor, which has started a protocol that I'm unable to stop. They have come to arrest you because it is a Class A drug and illegal. They would like to take you down to the station. I would like to get rid of them and hide them and send them somewhere else, but I need you to get away from your mum's room because they want to come here and look for you. But she's dying. Please don't let her die without me. Please don't let her. I'm going to help you. I'm going to take you to the staff room. She took me to the staff room. She locked me in a cupboard. I was like, what the fuck am I doing in a cupboard? Let me fucking out. And then I was like, oh shit, how have they got the evidence? Fuck, what evidence have they got? Okay, so the order's in the freezer. Hopefully they won't look at that. Oh shit, my Facebook status. You didn't delete it. Oh, you prick, on your public page. Fucking oh shit. Then my sister's calling me. She's like, where are you? I'm like, stuck in a cupboard. Why are you stuck in a cupboard? Because the police are here. Why are the police there? Because I forgot the cannabis oil. How did I know about the cannabis oil? Because I fucking told the doctor. Why would you tell the doctor about the cannabis oil? Just fucking help me. I'm about to get arrested. So my sister came along. She works for the NHS, right? So she comes along, and I was like, you've got to find me, I'm stuck in a cupboard. She's like, I know exactly where you are, right? She works at the same hospital. Came to the hospital, I was like, you've got to help me, Ashley, quickly, the police are here, they're going to arrest me. She's like, I can't let this happen to you, Louisa, I can't. I came with you, I was your getaway driver, this isn't right, we were only helping Mum, and they gave us Calpol. I know, Asha, but I can't let you go down for this, you can't have a record, because if you get a record, you'll lose your job, you, Asha. You save lives, you work for the NHS, you, Asha, you save lives. I mean, you're a physiotherapist, so it's slightly different, but still, needs are important. And she was like, no, please, I can't let you go down for this on your own. Like, I should go with you too. I was like, you go, run free. I'm a comedian. Nobody cares if I've got a fucking criminal record. You save yourself. And she was crying. And she was like, are you sure? I don't want to let you down. Like, I don't want to let you down. Are you sure you don't mind? You'll be okay if I go and just say that I wasn't there. And I was like, of course I won't fucking be okay. You're the youngest. You've been spoiled your entire fucking life. You stay here and you take some fucking responsibility like I've had to. I made your whole life easier, dickhead. I fucking paved the way so you could have it easy. And she said, right, so the nurse came back and she said, the police have gone home. I managed to get rid of them. When I told him about your name, he said he recognised it and that his wife was a fan because she'd watched your What Would Beyonce Do show on TV the night before. And he didn't want to follow the protocol, but he had to follow orders. So I came back to my mum, right, who was all out of it. And I was like, Mum, psst, I nearly got arrested, but Beyonce saved me. Anyway. We got her out of the hospital. I didn't want her in there. I didn't trust them after that. Didn't want them in her care. Didn't want her in their care. And I took her home, and they said they'll send nurses around to check on her. It was the hottest day of the year, hotter than in here right now. It's 33 degrees outside. And my mum couldn't cool down. She couldn't swallow water. The tune was so big, anything she swallowed just came back up. So I tried to fill up water in gloves and put it in the freezer to have like these little cow fucking udders under her armpits, but she couldn't cool down. I tried to carry her to the bath, but it's only me and my brother, and she's weak and she doesn't want to move much. So then I called the doctor and say, please, can you give my mum some water, a drip? And they said, oh, you are aware when your mum signed out of the hospital, she signed out for any treatment. No, but she needs water now because it's really hot. It's the hottest day of the year. But you are aware your mum is dying. She is dying, but she's not going to die tonight or today from dehydration. Please, can you just give her some water? I haven't got time to waste. I'm afraid I'm unable to give your mum a drip because I need a prescription to give your mum water, and I need that from her consultant, and he doesn't work on weekends. I said, I'm begging you to give her a prescription. I'll call my friend who's a doctor in London, put her on the phone and said, please can you tell her? And the nurse insisted that it had to be the prescription from the consultant that would allow her to give the water. I said, if there was a dog in the car, you wouldn't think twice about smashing the window and setting the dog free and giving it a bowl of water. Why are you treating people less than you would an animal, even though I think we should treat them the same? Why are you doing that to my mother? Why are you treating her in this way? She said, I'm afraid it's the law. I said, get the fuck out of my house. And I went on Facebook Live because that was the only currency I had. I didn't have money for a private doctor or a private hospital. but I did have a bit of a profile, so I went on Facebook Live and I said, somebody help me, here's my mum in the background, she needs water. I've got an IV bag, they're Polish but they're medical grade, I don't know how to do it, and if I do it, I've watched the YouTube video but she can get infected and she's already had pneumonia. I don't want to be the reason that she dies because I put it in wrong. Can somebody help me give her water, please? Within 20 minutes, within 5 minutes, a nurse messaged me, said, I live around the corner, where do you live, where's your address? Within 20 minutes, she knocked on my door, I let her straight in. I didn't even check her badge, mate, she could have been a fucking crazy fan of all I know. But she came straight in, she came straight up to my mum, she held her hand, and within 5 minutes, she set up an IV line, and within 20, my mum was sleeping soundly and not agonised or distressed. And I was like, thank you so much, thank you so much. And she said, I couldn't bear to watch that. And I ran downstairs to give her some money, and I lifted up the couch and found like 300 quid. It's a very big couch. And I got the cash, and she's a single mum, a nurse. I said, take the money, take the £300, thank you so much. I'm sorry I can't give you more, thank you. And she said, I cannot take that money. I love the NHS, but I hate what it's become. I cannot take that money. I couldn't sit back and watch that happen. It's not what I became a nurse for. She said, I want you to get your mum in a hospice. I said, I'm not having any doctors near her. They're doing everything. They called the police on us. They told us to send her with Calpol. I hate them. I'm not going near them. She's staying with me at home. I'll look after her. Nobody comes near her. And she said, take them to a hospice. Hospices are charity funded. They're a different ball game to fucking the hospitals. And in the hospice, the nurses took really good care of her, and they had her on proper pain relief, which meant that we had an amazing further 4 weeks with my mum in that hospice because of those nurses. And there was a point that she looked better, she looked like she was getting well again. And I was like, this is amazing, she looks well, we can help her. And the nurses said, the problem is, and it's really tricky and difficult and painful, your mum is so healthy and so strong that her heart is very strong, so it's not going to give up easily. So it's going to take longer for this to kill her. What does that mean? It means that normally people would starve to death in 3 to 4 weeks, but we could expect your mum to last 6, 7 or 8. Right. They didn't even say 8, I think they said 6. Longer than 3, I can't remember. But I remember being really angry about that. And the nurses were really funny, like they'd come round, they'd be like, oh, do you want a Kit Kat? Do you want 2 fingers or 4? She looks like a 4-finger kind of girl. You're so naughty, how did you know? I love fisting, thank you. And they'd come round at one point, my mum, we had amazing chats, and she was like, do you know what, darling, I want to have a Jägermeister. I just want to dip my finger in a Jägermeister. I was like, I'm going to Tesco. They're like, where are you going? I'm going to Tesco to get a Jägermeister. They're like, oh, bub, no, we've got a drinks trolley. They brought a fucking drinks trolley round. Are you fucking joking? I was like, oh, mate, can I get a Cosmo? They were like, are you dying? I was like, all right, mate, a bit harsh. Just a Jaeger for the mum then, thank you. And my mum dipped her for it, and she tried it, and she was like, oh, 27 herbs. And I said, yeah. And it got to a point where my mum was in bed. She lost a lot of weight. She lost a lot of weight. She lost a lot of weight. She had this little thin sheet on her fans in the hospital. It was really hot. It was the summer, 2017. And me and my sister are either side of her holding her hands. And I'm like, please don't go, Mum, please don't go, please don't go, please don't go, please don't go. I can't cope without you. I've only ever known you. You're my whole mum, you're my dad, you're everything. Please don't go, please don't go. Darling, you have to let me go. Darling, I'll be fine. I'm going to be fine. I've had my life. I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to go. Let me go. You'll be fine, but I can't. I need you here. I need you to tell me what to do. I love you. Please don't know that. Please, Mum, I need you. I don't want to if I get married or meet a guy or a boy texts me like I want to know what to do or how to make lasagna. You work it out. How will I work it? Because I've taught you. Remember what Mum did. Just stop. What would Beyonce do? What would Mum do? That's what you need to think. But I think that anyway. Well, there you go. You'll be fine. Listen, girls, you have to be strong. Promise me, girls, you'll be strong. You have to love each other very much. You have to take care of each other. It's very important for family to take care of each other. Look after yourselves. And look after your brothers as well, but they're dicks. I know, darling, but men are sensitive creatures. They can't handle it. You're very alpha and they don't like it, so you have to be nicer to the boys. Even the fucking pillocks are not even fucking it. I know, darling, but you have to reward them. You have to say, oh, wonderful, thank you, darling. That's so wonderful. You're so strong and handsome. But it's easy to talk to them if you're like that with them. Yeah, but that's fucking why I have to breastfeed him. Just be nicer, Louise. You don't have to breastfeed him. You just be nicer. But then what do I do? Like, what do I do without you? Well, lose some weight. Really, Mum? Really? You're such a pretty girl when so you just, it's not very nice, is it? Because you're getting very fat and it's not healthy for you. Well, you were fucking healthy your entire life. You've been healthy, and what the fuck has it done for you? Yes, exactly. I've been healthy my entire life, and because I I have extra weeks with my daughter than I would have done if I hadn't have taken care of myself. So it bought me extra time with my children. What do we do without you? You go back to work. You can cry for 3 weeks and go back to work, but I won't be very funny. Of course you'll be funny. How do you know? Because I know you. You're going to have a wonderful life, darling. You're going to have such a wonderful life, girls. I just can see it now. Or will you come back and like give me a sign or something? Like, will you just, I mean, don't be like, right, because I'll scare the shit out of me, but like, will you come back and be like, oh no, do something nice, get me like a 3-bed in central London with an outside space. And he's like, well, I don't know if I can come back. What do you mean you don't know if I can come back? Well, I don't know, I might be busy. What do you mean you might be busy? Well, I don't know, I might be somewhere else. I don't know if I can come back. So I don't want to say, yes, I'll come back, and then I'm not there, and then you're looking all the time, and then you're sad that I'm not there, and maybe I couldn't come back, so, you know. Well, okay, I'll tell you what, can you maybe, if you make time in your busy schedule and the whole of fucking eternity, could you maybe go back to visit the daughter that looked after you in your dying fucking day? Yes, obviously, if I can, I will, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I just don't want to upset you. Oh, fine. What do I do now? You let me go. Because I'm ready to go, girls. I'll be fine. I love you very much. And nobody and no thing can ever take that away from you. Your mother loves you. I want you always to remember that. Your mother loves you. And she took a deep breath. And she closed her eyes and exhaled. And I didn't recognize her face or her body because she was tiny and frail. She wasn't this beautiful powerhouse. She was still beautiful. But she wasn't as strong. It was like a shell. I'm looking at this frail, weak, tiny, ravaged body that 7 weeks ago they sent her home because they said that she didn't warrant one. And I'm with my sister, and we're both just like, ow. And after what felt like fucking forever, my mum just opened her fucking eyes and went, oh, not today. Who the fuck does that? Who? You wonder where I get it from. Who's so dramatic that they go, goodbye, girls, I'm leaving, farewell, see you throughout maybe never an eternity. Farewell, ladies, I'm dying. Your mother will always love you. I die. Oh, actually, not yet. Like, who the fuck does that? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so glad you came along to listen to this show. It's a very hard show. It's a very hard show for me to do, and I forgot how much I hated doing it, but it served its purpose at the time last year when I did it. Last year I did it every day within 3 months of her dying, and it gave me a lot of comfort, and it helped heal me a lot, even though it's something that's difficult to heal. There's no such thing as healing it completely at all, I don't mean that, but it just helped comfort me is more the better word. And my thing was always like, well, here's the thing, it's not Beyonce, it's not Am I Right, it doesn't need to be, I'm a different person now because your insides change, because the weirdest thing about death is that somehow you survive it. And then I think it's so cruel what happened and so horrible. And I think actually my story isn't a one-off, it's happening to thousands of people up and down the country all the fucking time, every day. The difference is I've got a microphone, so best believe I'm gonna fucking shout about it because you lot need to know where your money is going. Because you shouldn't have to wait until it gets so shit that then you go, where the fuck are the resources now? What has she paid into her entire life? The hospice was amazing, and I said to my mum, when I'm rich and famous, I'll buy you a new kitchen. And I didn't get the chance to do that, but she loved having a bath in the hospice. They were these like electric baths. It wasn't like the electric blanket, like they've been tested like properly. And they were 12 grand each. And so when she first passed, I raised money and I gave them enough money to buy 2 baths or whatever else they needed to do. And since then, I set up a hospice foundation in her name called Helena's Hospice Foundation. And what we do, I think we've raised about 60 grand in the last 2 years. And we give hospices home comforts and luxury items. It's not like basic stuff and chairs and stuff. It's things like eyebrow pencil kits for people that are dying, want to make sure their eyebrows are filled in, or a manicure set, or a Netflix subscription, or a cooling mat, or like cooling blankets, or extra warm blankets, or cool pajamas, or kids' books for kids' books to read if their parents are in there and dying, books about grief, a sandpit, a tree, a memorial bench for people to sit outside in the sun with their loved ones. So I'm going to be at the back with a bucket if you want to throw some money in, and fucking annoyingly the whole thing goes to the charity. I don't get any of it. I know, it's so annoying. I'm like, woohoo, I'm in. Oh no, I've got to help dying people. Great. So I'll be there. I guess what I'm going to leave you with now is I want you to think about this. My mum's story, like I say, it's not a one-off, sadly, and it's happening to lots of people. And I hope it never happens to you. But know that if it does, that there are people that are trying to fight your back and fight your corner. So I want you to think about who you vote for, and know that your vote matters. Know that you matter. Each and every one of you matters, and your contribution to us as a village matters. Think about where you vote, where you put your pen, where you put your money. Hold them to account. Ask the fucking questions. Fuck it if they come after you. Ask the fucking questions. You want to be on the right side of history, babe. You want to make sure you're doing the right thing, because look at that nurse. That nurse is on 77k a year. She's not a fucking celebrity. She's not in the Daily Mail. She's none of that. She's on some, 20 odd k a year? She changed the course of my life. She restored my faith in humanity because she did the right thing, even though legally it was wrong, right? And actually now I feel like, fuck them. Why are we listening to them? Run the red lights, because why the fuck should we listen to them any goddamn more? I'm Luisa, Omielan. Thank you.